And we are live on Unscripted Bullshit. We've got a different cast tonight, which is actually kind of fun. Not different completely, but we have some, some people that have not been on this one in ages and shit like that. So, woohoo!
Yeah, boy.
So, the man with the green background would be Johnny White Trash.
Finally!
Finally, to fucking have
I
you.
have come back! Actually, I've never been on Unscripted Bullshit.
No, you haven't, but you were on the...
Say it like this. Come back to Monday night.
Yeah, because I can honestly say you haven't been on any of the Monday night shows.
Yeah, no, I was only ever on before you started doing it.
Yeah. No, like, when we did Unscripted Bullshit and even the Monday Massacre, you weren't even on.
I usually only have the Friday ones.
You were always on the Friday because you were always watching wrestling.
Yeah, I think the only Monday shows I ever did were on Wiggy's channel.
Yeah,
just to put in perspective how long ago it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have Cobra Stang 75 on the show as usual. And then we have Inside Eddie.
Where? I hear that guy's really cute.
I heard he's a cocksucker. I heard he wants to blow Justin Bieber.
Oh man, don't get me started on Justin Bieber.
Because he can't find the clip.
Did you get a new haircut again?
It doesn't. Yeah, I did actually.
Well, I haven't been a couple of days.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days. I'm due for another one actually.
I'm actually to the point where, dude, where it's getting hot out, and I only have maybe a quarter of an inch of hair, and I'm about to shave my head again.
Well, I hear you, because I am getting so close there. Here, let me show you the sides. The top doesn't grow that well, but the sides.
Like, the bitch about it is when I start to sweat, it all collects in my fucking hair, So then all of a sudden I have my head is literally drenched with fucking sweat. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just have a fucking towel and have a fucking picked head and just fucking deal with it that way.
You know what? At one time, when I was younger, I was in Cyprus and I didn't trust any of the barbers because that's not my regular barber.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna shave my own hair. I'm gonna do sort of just the same number. All it is get the clippers and just go, just done. Should be so easy, right? Anyway, somehow I managed to fuck it up. I don't know how I did it, right? And I basically I was supposed to make it about that long on the top, but I made it like this long. Basically, buzz cut straight from the army type thing. I don't know how I did it. I did it like right here, and the rest of it was all long, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Somebody please capture that and put it on a loop of Eddie saying it was supposed to be this long, and then it was this long, and just cut. Cut and loop, just that.
That's all you need, right? Anyway, eventually I went, fuck, I'm going to need to go to an actual barber to sort this out. And I went there and they said, well, you're going to have to cut it that length, all the way over. And that was the one time I actually ever had my hair that short. And it was the best feeling. I could just throw water over my head and I was just like, yeah. And, I didn't need to worry about hair at all. So,
see, I don't know, because I don't got no hair, and I sweat big because I'm kind of fat and kind of hairy and kind of sweaty in general.
I'm not a sweaty kind of guy.
It's in my eyes, and I wear contacts, and then it like all drips off the top, rolls down, and I mean, now that the sides are shaved, it's a little better, but it used to just collect in this, and I could like whip my chin back and forth like a fucking dog and watch it.
I just want somebody, whoever's going to make the gif of me looping, needs to loop that about him coming on his head and then looping down the sides of his face and then whipping it about like a dog.
Please don't let anybody rip this and edit it. We will have terrible things.
Yeah, if anybody does do it, I'm doing it, I'll tell you that shit.
I love it when Eddie does his highlights from his show and shit.
Yeah, when there's like
Sounds
that
like
odd joke that we cry.
Well, see, the last one was pretty lazy on Eddie's behalf, just because he fucking cut out one spot and then left it there. The other one was funny as hell because it was literally highlights from the whole entire show.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I should put one joke in there to get people hooked on the show, and then they'll be like, oh, I need to catch this next time. But next time I'll do a bit more where I'll be like, I think more of the jokes.
I think the first one was more amusing just because it had Eddie in slow motion sucking dick.
Oh, that was.
And he was going to town on it, and then all of a sudden slowing it down.
Yeah, well, he was getting like the wrist twist in there.
Yeah, I know. He was all like,
he was just like,
I'm a
horse cock. I'm gonna play this horse cock like a flute. No, don't capture that.
This is perfect. This is the best.
winning.
Oh god. So now I know why I haven't been on the Monday show ever.
Yeah.
Oh god, right now there's somebody watching just sitting there going, oh, I'm gonna download this video, I'm gonna have much views and anything. Johnny and Eddie are gay. They're gay together. They're gay.
Oh my god. So how you been fucking there, Johnny?
Well, let me tell you.
Oh.
If I were any happier, I'd be twins and I wouldn't be able to stand myself. I don't know. It's been stupid. Everything I try and do just fucking doesn't. Like today, I had to reinstall Windows 7 because I'm so tech savvy that I deleted half of it.
Oh Jesus.
I use Revo uninstaller, right? Because it's better than the Windows uninstaller. But I didn't. And then after you uninstall something, you scan, and all the extra bullshit that's in there fucking comes out, right? Well, I didn't look at what all was affected by this one uninstall, and it uninstalled Chrome, it uninstalled Firefox, Internet Explorer, and like half of the Windows standard program. Like I had it fucked up my Media Monkey. Like I could play solitaire. That was about all I could fucking do.
Oh shit, life ain't all that bad then.
Yeah, I mean, I could have fixed it. I could have, like, downloaded off the laptop, installed, and fixed it. And then I was like, fuck it. It'd be faster to just re-fucking do it again. This time, my pirated Windows... Oops, I said the P word.
Did you actually get Service Pack 1 this time?
Yes, I did it the right... I mean, I had it working... and this is what pisses me off, too. I had the last one working. I finally got off my ass and fixed it so it was an authentic fucking version of Windows. And then I fucking deleted half of it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. See, I updated CCleaner, or CC Cleaner, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
And in the process, it fucking put on like 15 stupid fucking applications.
Yeah.
That I didn't fucking want.
That's what happened to me.
So I went through and fucking deleted them all off my fucking computer. And in the process, it actually deleted my fucking, it deleted my not my Windows, fucking Firefox, and
that's exactly what happened to me.
It took off Chrome, and I'm like, well, I wasn't using Chrome because I was having the issue where I couldn't hear anything, on fucking YouTube. So I'm like, fuck it, let me re-download Firefox, let me re-download fucking Chrome. So I,
left you Internet Explorer though.
Yeah, it fucking let me...
Internet Explorer wouldn't even work for me.
Yeah, dude. Well, it barely fucking worked and barely got me to fucking Firefox. But once it did, dude, it was perfect because I just, reinstalled everything. And I'm like, let me fucking throw Chrome on here one more time. And let me just double check and figure something out. And I'm like, why the fuck can't I hear anything off of this? So finally, I open up my music mixer, my sound mixer, and scroll all the way over to the fucking right-hand side. And what's fucking muted? Chrome.
Yeah.
I'm like, this whole time for the last month and a half, I've not been using Chrome because I can't hear anything on it.
And it's just like,
fuck. I've done all the fixes. I fucking talked to the people at Google. It was like ripping them a new asshole. And finally, I'm like, I'm a fucking moron.
Google, your shit sucks. And then like a month later, fucking hell, I'm an idiot.
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, God.
Can I point something out in the comment section?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know how old this is, but did Papa spell Palpatine wrong on purpose?
No. I put his name down. He said something in the chat. He was saying, Johnny's describing how his head ejaculates. And then I said, Palpatine knows it, except that's what Palatine.
No, I'm laughing right now because of Risky HD. Going, bitch,
bullshit!
Hey, bullshit.
If anything, it should just, I think we should just have it where it's, bullshit, and that's all we fucking call and take a drink.
You can't just say bullshit though. It has to be bullshit. It's
Yes.
got to be that.
Anytime bullshit comes up and it just happens to come up in conversation because it's one of those words, we all have to just go out there and be like, bullshit.
Yeah, here's the thing. We shouldn't have people fucking, just immediately put it down. Like, know how, like, with yours is bitch please, ours is because it's unscripted bullshit. So it's just got to be, you need something organic and shit like that where
So
everybody...
does that mean I got to yell out bullshit every time I take a drink? Bullshit!
No, we don't want you doing that because at that point we'll be like, shut the fuck up. They'll be like, bull.
At that point, nobody'd be able to keep up.
Well, we could always get Devaney back on the show and she could be fucking egging on. Come on, I thought you were drinking. Come on, let's go. And then she saw us after like 2 shots and then be like, I don't even know what's wrong with the Mexicans. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, God.
I don't know how many times out of fucking nowhere that dumb fucking twat would be like, fucking Mexicans. I'm like, are you smoking crack? Like, because...
Wait, what was she calling Mexican? You?
Oh, I have no clue, dude.
Because that'd be even funnier.
Like, I don't know what the fuck she'd be talking about, and then out of nowhere she'd come up with this shit like...
Hell, she doesn't even know what she was talking about.
Dude, and then she'd message me on Skype the next day. I'm so sorry for how bad I acted, and... Well, dude, if you gotta fucking tell somebody you're sorry for being a dumb twat on somebody else's fucking channel, here's an idea. Stop drinking, you dumb cunt.
Well, I mean, this is a public service announcement to anybody. If you have to apologize for your drunken behavior, what's a fair thing? Once a year? Once every 6 months? Because, I mean, we all go dark side eventually.
Yeah, sometimes.
Stupid eventually.
I can say, I'll go with the, 4 times a year thing. So every quarter of the year,
if every quarter you get so drunk that you turn into an asshole, you go dark side, you don't have a problem. Any more than that, get off the sauce because it ain't for you. I mean, this is a fucking career alcoholic talking to you. It ain't as easy as it looks.
No, it's not. But I will. All right, dude. I'll put it to you this way. I was the career alcoholic. And I can honestly say, I don't think I ever got to that dark side point. Like, I maybe hit it like once or twice in in the beginning. I hit it a fuck ton of times.
Yeah. We all do.
You do.
Kids, right?
You fucking do because you're kids. I mean, I started drinking at the age of fucking 14. For fuck's sakes.
That's when I was going to bars because I had this back then.
Dude, I had my beard back then, and I would go into bars. Dude, the funniest.
It's harder for you guys. It's 21 down there. And
yeah.
shit.
Well, here's the funnier thing, Johnny. The best was the bar I went to for God knows how long, from the age of 14 to fucking 21, and my fucking 21st birthday, I'm like, hey, it's my birthday. He's like, how old are you? Like 27, 28? Drop my ID down, and I'm like, no, 21. He's like, he goes, I should kick you the fuck out.
No, at 21, bitch.
They can all they want, but I looked at him and was like, just a heads up. He's like, yeah. I'm like, how much money have I dropped in here for that fucking long? He's like, oh yeah, I will give you that much. He's like, dude, you were 14 years old. He's like, you were 14 years old when you were coming in here. I'm like, yeah. He goes, how the fuck did you have that much money? I'm like, I mowed lawns.
You mowed lawns and it's
the lawn mowing alcoholic.
He's like,
exclusively went to alcohol.
He's like, Jesus Christ. He's like, are you that much of an alcoholic? I'm like, no, I just enjoy drinking. Like, after on a hot fucking summer day, dude.
Oh, especially mowing lawns.
After mowing the fucking grass, you come inside, the AC fucking hits you, and the first thing you fucking grab is a fucking ice cold fucking beer.
And there is no other lawn mowing drink. People who hate beer, when you're mowing the lawn, grab a beer during or after, especially when it's hot out and you get that sweat going. Just grab a beer once. And you may only drink beer when you're doing the lawn, because some people just don't fucking like beer. But dude, beer and mowing lawns is that's where it's at.
Something about it, man. I don't know what the fuck the deal is, but it's the second you start drinking and you have that first fucking, like, that beer is like the best fucking beer ever.
Yes.
I like drinking as well, like when I'm mowing the lawn, but I prefer to have cider with like a nice fruity cider with it.
I gotta bring this up here because I got an empty can here. I don't know if you can read that.
Mm-hmm.
But, Canada has decided to make their own cider, and it is delicious.
This isn't gonna end well.
Well, dude, I kind of felt bad because I was joking around with I don't know if you know him, Puddick.
Mm-hmm.
And he drinks Strongbow, and I was talking about, England cider, and this is Canada, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, he's Scottish. Because I don't know if you know this, Eddie, but Scottish and English people don't really like each other.
Yeah, they're
No
not.
shit.
Fundamental level.
Did you find that out the hard way? Dude, that's like fucking the English and the fucking Brits, man. They fucking hate each other as well.
Well,
Us and the fucking French.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if you make fun of me being Canadian, hey, that's fine. Hey, I'm fine with that. The minute you say something about Quebec, and like try and say, like, oh, you're from Quebec, aren't you? Fuck you! It's on, bitch.
Dude, it's something about the French Canadians like just nobody likes.
I know, right?
And they're all fucking assholes. Like the funniest was my buddy.
Love you, Young Jay.
I say fuck you, Young Jay. He's not here. So.
God, they're all ass.
So like no, the funniest is like well he's in Montreal, but the funniest thing was my buddy Mike came over from fucking England, and then we're up in Canada and we're in Quebec, and he's asking directions. And this prick is just giving him the hardest fucking time. And he grabs him by the fucking throat and he's like, listen here, motherfucker. If you don't show me the right fucking way to where the fuck we're going, I'm going to keep squeezing and just dump you in the river back there. The dude, as he places him down, and the dude starts like, he's shaking and he's like drawing fucking hand directions. This road went like this. It wasn't a straight line. It was like, I was like, holy shit! The dude just gave us his fucking EKG. Holy shit! It's a ginger.
Oh!
What up? What up?
I think he might mute his mic.
And then he mutes himself. And then he unmutes himself.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. The fucking ginger has fucking arrived. Holy shit! We got a decent guest tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a ginger beer going on here. I don't know if you could tell.
That's because it's fucking died, you cocksucker.
Me and Johnny, we got a beard. We just started a beard war, and
Yes.
I said today that I was eating pizza, and the cheese basically got hooked on my beard, and it wouldn't come off. It was like
It's
pulling
not a
out.
fucking beard. It's a fucking chin strap.
I know. I didn't want to break his heart because, like, technically don't really have a beard anymore either.
Yeah, okay. All right,
But between the two of us,
let me put it to you this way. Shit, dude, it could be between Eddie and I right now, and I still fucking win.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Jesus Christ, dude.
Do you wanna-
This is fucking sad. This is really sad because your fucking chin hair, dude, that's pretty fucking bad. Like, I
Yeah.
could probably, like, clip this and glue it to my face, and it'll be as long as Eddie's fucking chin strap.
But Eddie lost our little false beard off earlier, didn't you, Eddie?
I don't think we lost. Yeah, I did actually. He replied. He said he goes hashtag beard wars. I have yet to have a shower, so mine smells like pussy juice. Your move. I was like, well, wins.
I think the funniest was my buddy John, a.k.a. Goat, because his beard looked like a goat, like the goatee. His goatee, fucking like curled at the fucking end. And you'd see him every now and then, like, and I watched this kid headbutt a fucking billy goat and knock out a fucking bully goat. Dude,
Wow.
you could, you could, we used to have bets where you could, wow, fucking depends on what. All right.
Okay, we gotta address
Where is
Papa
that?
real quick here. First of all, fuck you. Alberta's not part of Quebec. Secondly, I agree. That's a British beard. In England or wherever the fuck Eddie's from, that's probably considered a real beard.
We can have real beards. It's just that it's just the one beard moment that I could relate to you. I was like, God, let me give this.
I'm sitting here and I could think of like many American or Canadian actors that have sported beards. English people sporting a beard, I can't think of one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Even the Scots fucking pull it off better than the fucking Brits do.
yeah, like, I mean, Sean Connery?
We're not even like
Can I ask you a question?
Christian Bale.
Oh, that hairlip motherfucker.
Like,
But
when he's
did I say that out loud?
you know what cracks me up? I hate his fucking American accent because
Yes.
it gives him a lisp. If you watch how
And
his
you know
fucking
what's
mouth
funny?
moves,
It's funny you say that because what I hate about him is his lisp.
yeah, well, that's the American accent. When he talks
Okay.
that way, it gives him a lisp. Because if you ever watch,
Where are they?
yeah, if you ever watch, I think it was Reign of Fire.
Oh yeah.
If you ever watch
the
that,
Dragon movie.
Yeah, the Dragon movie, when he has his natural fucking accent, there's no lisp.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back there, Ginger. Where's the
He had to
headset?
go steal a couple more souls so that his internet would stay working.
Where's the headset?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, barely. Are you talking through your mic or through your fucking keyboard mic?
No, it's the Turtle Beach mic I got hooked up, but I'm not putting it on my head.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Why not?
Did you break your belt?
Because it's going to get in the way of my drinking.
Oh, okay.
Don't get in the way of a man.
Shit, man.
Now, what are you drinking?
Bud Light, man. Cheap.
I love Johnny,
right.
man. He's just always drinking out of mason jars. That's just like he's not even.
Hey, if you want your brand on my camera, fuck you, pay me.
I completely agree with that.
I have single-handedly sold myself a certain number of certain types of beverages off my recommendation alone, and you know what I got for it? Fuck all.
Fuck off.
You got a T-shirt, didn't you?
It was a fucking medium.
I know.
I don't know if you could tell in the fucking real world there, but this ain't no fucking medium here.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 X's in my
Watch behind me. Watch behind me.
Yep,
Yes, I
yep,
see
check
this.
that shit out. Is it gonna jump? Is she gonna jump?
She's getting ready to.
She's
Maybe.
staring.
No.
Now, what you need to do is you need to
Oh, there we go. There's a wiggle. There we go.
disappear and act. I was gonna say. Just
Wait,
push
what?
her off.
The cat just jumped on the shelf.
Yeah, I was just fucking around. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
the curio cabinet behind me.
On previous shows when Cobb had his room
Yeah, I'm
set
like-
up differently, you could watch the cat. The second you see the ass wiggle, she'd jump onto the fucking top of the cabinet and just lay there and be in the corner of his fucking shot the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now your cat just literally just like whoop, gone.
Yep.
Disappear.
Like I didn't see it jump off the screen. I just saw it go doom, and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't like cats. They're fucking ninjas, man. They're too fucking
That's what we're gonna call you. We're gonna call you Cobra Stain Mind Freak. I said that wrong. Let me try again. Cobra Stang Mind Freak.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean stain. I
And
mumble.
yes, Papa
I'm
T, you're right.
Canadian and uneducated.
The stain of the camera.
Yeah, Prestige was another one. He sounds normal.
Yep.
Too,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because when he gets to have his natural accent, he's fine. It's
To be fair though, Batman didn't have a lisp. Only Bruce Wayne did.
because he was like choking on horse cock every fucking time.
Yeah. Was it something to do with like his suit in it, where he's like, "Where are the
I
No,
can't. When he,
because you remember in Dark Knight where he went into that room and he wasn't wearing his suit, and he like takes this one kid's gag out.
hmm
Well, what happened?
Well, here's the funny thing. If you think about it, he's completely normally clothed, and he was talking to fucking Catwoman,
Yeah.
and he fucking had the raspy voice. I'm like, dude, you're a dummy.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
I like the third Batman. I like Dark Knight Rises, but we all know what it was. That was a simply, Nolan sitting there going, "You want to make another Batman movie?" He's like, "Not really. What if we throw a bunch of money at you?"
Well, no, he was already no. Well,
Good
here's
job. No.
Here's the
Okay.
issue. Here's the issue with that. They were already signed on to do 3 movies no matter what.
They had to do the
Yeah.
the trilogy of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, like right off.
And clearly they saved money on sound mixing.
No, well, right off the fucking bat, they had to fucking do the movie. And if Heath Ledger never died, I think the third one would have been a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. I think they probably.
Joker was supposed to be the judge in
Mhm.
Bane's new town.
Yeah, and I think if anything, if Bale was, or if Heath Ledger didn't pass away, they would have had Joker in the fucking movie, of course.
Well, he would have been in there a lot more.
and it would have been a lot better of a movie. It would have been, you know.
Do you know the other thing I find? I mean, it causes a couple loopholes in the plot, but I think that series is better if you watch Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, and then The Dark Knight.
Yes. Oh, by the way, Eddie.
Yeah.
I finally saw X-Men. I finally saw Spider-Man, and I finally saw Captain America.
Oh,
I saw
shit.
Maleficent.
How was
Yeah,
it?
you need to walk away.
No, how was it? Seriously.
It wasn't terrible. As a family movie, because I went with the family, I've had to sit through worse family movies.
All right, nice.
There's a few little fight scenes with Angelina with her wings that are actually pretty good. I mean, it's a slow story, love,
I
fucking
was gonna say,
bullshit
wasn't that a
movie.
cartoon at one point?
Well, it's based on Sleeping Beauty.
Okay,
From
that's what I
evil
thought.
witch's perspective.
So
Plus, Angelina is fucking hot in that movie, and I don't care what anybody says. If she walked in this room right now and said, "Leave everything you know and come with me," I wouldn't. I wouldn't even say okay. I'd be out the fucking door.
Okay, so
Not
spoiler
get my
alert.
wife or anything.
So anybody that doesn't want to hear this, fucking turn my volume completely down or turn.
Wait, what are we
Are
spoiling?
you about to spoil it?
We're gonna spoil either fucking Winter Soldier.
Haven't
We're
seen
gonna,
it.
okay, well then we're gonna fucking spoil actually
X-Men?
X-Men,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Your whole list I haven't seen, so
and then
I'm just gonna do this, and you let me know when I could come back.
Okay.
We'll tweet you.
All right.
You know,
First of all, I gotta say this in fucking X-Men.
Yeah.
Fucking all right. The Sentinels looked like shit.
The future ones, the
Future
space
ones.
ones.
looked
Yeah.
like shit. But that movie was epic as fuck.
Yeah, man. It had loads of stuff. There is one thing they still didn't mention.
Did not like the ending though.
Well, they don't say how he came back to life. Like, now the way they ended was because they stopped basically the third movie from happening because he went back in time. That's what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's cool, but in order for them to get to the future part where all these Sentinels were attacking them, the Professor X had to come back to life after being killed in the third movie. They didn't explain how they brought him back.
Well, he said he could be brought back anyway. You know, he wasn't technically dead.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. But and my only thing is, which cracked me the fuck up, is when he finally came back and he's talking to Charles.
Yeah.
And he's like, you see him like walking around like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he's like, so you have history class, and he's like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna need some help on history. From when? From 1973 to now?
Yeah.
And then he's like, welcome back. You know.
To have that moment would be epic, right?
That was
Like,
epic
what?
as fuck. I was like, what? I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, loved how they did everything.
Yeah.
Because when I thought I'm like, dude, 3 fucking villains? That is going to be so fucked up. How the hell are they going to run this? And then once they, got done with the one, they had, a little bit of time, and then Green Goblin came in. And, of course, Gwen Stacy ends up fucking...
Oh, innit? Oh, my God.
I knew that was going to happen.
I didn't,
For some strange reason, I was just like, you know what? They're going to have to bring in Mary Jane in one of these fucking movies. When are they going to bring her the fuck in? And I'm like, because he was not, like, because in some of them he was, and I'm like, that's Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy's going to die at some point.
Yeah.
But then the way it went, I was like, oh, shit. Because, I'm watching, I'm like, if she survives this, there's no fucking way. And, somebody said, I was talking to her, like, how the hell do you figure? I'm like, dude, in order for him to actually for her to do it right from that big of a fucking fall, he would have had to, like, wrap her whole entire fucking body and her fucking neck.
Yeah.
And I was like, and there's no fucking way he's going to break her fucking back. As, like, I'm Skyping with somebody as I'm watching this, and all of a sudden, and I'm like, see, fucking told you.
Told you she was dead.
And by the way, that fucking kid, and I'm going back to fucking X-Men, and that fucking kid,
Yeah.
that could run really fast.
Just every now and again, you're just like, yeah, I'm going back to this one.
No, like, it was funny as hell, just because as he's running around the fucking room, he's, like, knocking the caps off the fucking cops and shit.
Yeah.
And then you see him, like, repositioning arms.
To, like, punch other people in the face and stuff like that. Yeah.
I was cracking the fuck up, and he's like, "Oh, the bullet. So yes, this one here, this one there, this one there. Oh shit, fuck, I gotta move this one."
Imagine like being that quick though, man. Fuck. That
Dude,
was
I think that movie was hilarious with that shit, where he's like, "I'm just gonna let you know now." You know, when he ends up getting fucking Magneto out of the prison, he's like, "In 30 seconds, there's gonna be a lot of people, like, you know, armed men coming." I know.
Yeah. And he's like holding the back of his head.
What's the back of his head?
He's like, "What's this for? So you don't get whiplash." So-
He's just like, what the? He's like, okay. And then all of a sudden, you see him take him across, and he's like, yeah. It usually happens the first few times, just to let you know. He's
Yeah,
like, you get a little
yeah.
queasy. Oh, dude. Only thing about Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
I gotta say, dude, I have to say that was better than the first one.
The first one, see, I liked the first one, even though a lot of people didn't like it. But the second one was a lot more actiony, and it was really into the story of Agent Shield and whatnot, and really hitting it. But it wouldn't have happened without the first one. So you couldn't,
No,
'cause
no,
it was all about Hydra.
yeah. And then Bucky and everything else.
Yeah,
That's going to be interesting
yeah.
on how the third one's going to get set up.
Should we bring
Okay.
Johnny back into this because he's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny?
Why don't you just tweet at him?
He's every now and again he looks over. So Johnny. I think he's seen us. Yes. There we go.
All right,
What
cool.
you doing?
Yeah.
All right,
cool.
we're done.
Okay, we're done. Okay.
Sorry, I had to fucking talk. I knew Eddie was gonna fucking like have his geek moment because
Oh yeah.
No,
he was-
that's cool. The question I got is right before I got here.
Mhm.
And has anybody watched Game of Thrones?
Oh my god.
No.
If you're talking about yesterday's episode,
Yeah, I know, right?
Shut the fuck up.
I haven't
I'm not
watched
gonna say anything. Not gonna
Well,
say
then-
anything.
then-
But what
Hey,
the fuck?
let me put it to you this way: I could give two shits about that show.
I'm with
Really?
Backsmasher on this one.
Like honestly, everybody's like, I don't get the. All right, first of all, I can't stand the medieval times bullshit. That shit gets so fucking old with me. And then they're like, oh well, you know, there's you know a lot of gore and a lot of blood. I'm like, still does nothing for me. I was like, and there's incest. I'm like, so no. But if I really
No,
wanted, if
But
I
there's
really,
incest as well.
and I'm like, if I really wanted to watch that, I was like, I'd go fucking hang out in like West Virginia somewhere.
Hey.
Easy now.
Phone was vibrating, goddammit.
Yeah, whose phone is going off?
Not
That's
me.
not mine for once.
Oh,
But-
that's mine. Hold on. I'll be right
That
back.
reminds me. Hold on. But mine is muted.
All right, works for me, but you know,
See, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones is probably like the only medieval anything I'm into. Like I fucking.
you want to know what Game
I
of
don't
Thrones
care about
reminds
that
me
shit.
of? It reminds me of the geeky nerds with Dungeons and Dragons.
Just for liking the show, he lost his man card.
No, I don't know why you fucking muted him.
Yeah. Well, you see, Quebec, Alberta. I told you they fucking hate each other.
Man, I hate everybody. That has nothing to do with problems. I just hate everybody.
No, Game of Thrones, one thing I give it is, I will say this, to be honest with you, I think it's the best batch of storytelling on TV right now. It like, I mean, you could tell that same story without medieval times, man. It fucking, I don't know. That's what I think.
That's fine. Then fucking do it without medieval fucking times, because I think that stuff's the gayest shit in the world. That's just my personal opinion. It's
Like,
like,
I mean, like, they could
can't.
put that story in 2099 in the future, and I still think it would sell. Obviously, it wouldn't sell in modern day because of,
I just can't fucking get into it. Like, I watched like a quarter of the first episode and turned it off. I'm like, I'm bored.
Oh, you gotta make it through the whole first episode.
Dude, like even if I make it through the whole first episode, that shit, like, I absolutely cannot stand the medieval bullshit. It's like, this is really fucking boring to me.
You know what gets what I was saying at the end of the first season, I was like, this is okay. It's got some nudity and stuff like that, and it's got some jokes, but there's a lot of storylines to keep up with. And I thought the second season I wouldn't be able to do it, but then when they started to introduce the dragons into it, I was like, fuck, I really like dragons. I want to see some dragons up in here. And now they're more developed.
By same thing, right? First episode almost didn't make it through. Then the first episode ends, and I'm like, what? Like,
And it's
I did
funny,
not
like,
expect that. So then
I will say all the tweets that I fucking saw last night and all the fucking bullshit on fucking what's it called on Facebook. I saw so many people. They're like, "I'm completely blown away by this episode." Da, 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 da. Or my niece is like, "I think I'm gonna have nightmares now." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Without spoiling it, yeah, I'm not trying to spoil anything, but
I'll spoil
I've
the
been-
fuck out of it. I don't care.
no, not for the what's it, Ginger? What's your name over there, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't seen it, but this has shook me to my core, and I've seen some pretty bad shit on the internet. This
See,
ending was rough.
The gory part of it didn't really get to me. For me, it's the storytelling part where I'm sitting there going, really? They're going to kill off another fucking, like, protagonist, basically?
Don't go,
Whoa.
don't go.
Hey.
That's what pissed me off about the first season. Like they killed off, two main characters.
Stark.
right
I
at the
can't
fucking
believe they
beginning.
killed Ned Stark
Well,
right off the bat. I thought it was
let's put
his
it this way,
fucking
though.
show.
Here's the thing. I think that's good that they fucking do that because it keeps everybody cast and
That
quoted
show-
on their fucking feet.
That show, I mean, even though, if you really want to know what's going on, just read the fucking books. In fact, there was a German teacher.
Yeah, there's a book. Yeah.
Books
Yeah.
are a lot fucking better.
Well, the German teacher, he said his math class was just fucking unruly, wouldn't listen to him and all that shit, right? So then he fucking says, "Hey, you guys all watch Game of Thrones, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Hey, I've read all the books. If you don't, like, smarten up in class, I'm going to spoil the living shit out of this show."
I love it. I love it.
That is epic.
I'm sorry, everyone gets A's.
Like, that is cool.
But go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, no, all I was going to say is, like, storytelling like that, where characters dying has nothing to do with whose contract gets renewed and whose doesn't, and it's not writers adapting, it's, here's the story, this character, you're going to love him, he's going to make it 6 episodes.
That's a.
And you have, watching the show or even reading the books, right?
As I said, I mean,
You have no idea who's going to live or who's not.
that's a good thing, isn't it?
That's a great thing. And I think
And that's what I like about that show. It's one of the only shows out there that can still surprise me. I'm
What
done
cracks
for a
me
bit.
up okay, good. What cracks me up is with you could actually start fucking with them though if you were on the cast. You'd be like, so.
So we need to practice you getting beheaded. Just
No.
in case.
You don't even do that. Be like, that's when you start messing with them. Like, have you read this week's script?
Dum, dum, dum.
You're gonna love it. It's killer, and then just.
Well, I've watched some interviews with the
Well,
cast.
if you think about it, like, okay, so
They've all started reading the books.
well, with fucking fucking goddamn it, Breaking Bad, the first year, fucking Walter White, the guy that fucking plays him, like Bryan Cranston, would fuck with Jesse all year because he was only supposed to make it like a quarter. He was supposed to make it the first season. Then after that first season, they were going to kill him off at the end.
Yeah.
So the second season, he's like, "So have you read this week's script?" Or he'd be like, or he'd say something, be like, just a heads up, Gilligan wants to talk to you. And he'd be like, okay. He'd be like, I don't know about what it is, but I heard it's pretty killer, man. So I know he wants to talk to you. And he was saying, he's like, I was in fear for my job for God knows how long, until they were like, no, we're not going to kill you off, just to let you know.
Well, and it probably took a good 4 seasons before I realized that Pinkman was going to make it to the end.
Well, here's the funny thing.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he always seemed like the guy who was going to get... Like, it was going to be an emotional fucking tearjerker episode after the second season. But you know he was going to die. I did not expect him to... Spoilers, if you've never seen the fucking show, what the fuck have you been doing with your life?
Let's
Agreed.
just put it this way, though. They told him after, like, the second season, just a heads up, that you have such a great chemistry with Brian, and the fans absolutely love you. You are the underdog. We're keeping you.
Yeah.
But he was saying, though, he's like, in one of the interviews, he's like, I was scared shitless for, like, 2 years, 2 seasons, because I didn't know if they were keeping me or not. And he's like, so each week, of course, Bryan Cranston's got to fuck with me somehow. And I'm just like, oh, my God. I'd have so much fucking fun with that.
and the funny thing about Cranston and why I give him massive fucking props as an actor, as an actor, is a lot of characters like okay, take Gemma. I can't think of her real name right now.
Katie
Peggy
Sagal.
from
Katie
fucking
Sagal.
Peggy Sagal.
Mhm.
No,
Katie.
fuck. Okay, let's
Katie.
Literate fuck.
You're thinking of
Katie Sagal,
Wow.
right?
yeah.
It probably took her a good 4 or 5 episodes, for me personally, to put away that being Peggy, to put away that being the mom from 8 Simple Rules for dating my teenage daughter, and be like, okay, this is Gemma. Bryan Cranston, it took maybe 15 minutes into the first Breaking Bad episode where it's like, this is not the dad from Malcolm in the Middle anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, dude,
Like, you know, it was just boom. Okay, we've moved on. This is not the same dude.
it was pretty much once you saw him driving the RV and freaking the fuck out and everything else, and him doing that video.
Yeah.
You were like, you know what? Yeah. All right. Definitely believable. The only thing though, like about that, like I knew he'd be solid for it after it took me about 2 to 3 months of going, what the fuck? How is this gonna work? And then somebody mentioned to me, they're like, dude, he's on that one X-Files show.
Yeah.
Episode. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go fucking watch that again. And then I watched it, was like, you know what? Yeah, he can pull this shit the fuck off.
Well, even that terrible movie with Ryan Gosling he was in. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he was good in it.
Sorry, I think like 90% of the movies that Gosling's in are fucking terrible. But
Driver, that's what it was called.
Speaking of
Driver.
movies, I have to interject. Time out. I have to interject. A few days ago, Bryan Cranston was interviewed about the season finale or the series finale of Breaking Bad, and they were talking about how there should be a Breaking Bad movie. He led into that. Well, you know, you really didn't see, you know, Walter White get closed up in a body bag, so. That's something to look forward to.
I highly doubt there'll ever be a Breaking Bad movie, but I like the fact that he seems like that guy right off the bat. Any interview you've ever seen with him, I don't believe a fucking word he says. Like in a good way though. Like I mean, like it's Breaking Bad can't have a movie the way The Sopranos can't have a movie. Even before James Gandolfini passed, you were never going to do better than the way The Sopranos ended.
I will say this. I was very happy with the way they ended Breaking Bad because I was praying they were not going to leave some bullshit like The Sopranos. Because I was like, dude,
that being said, I see Sons of Anarchy because this is their last season, right? By the way, how do you guys feel about Marilyn Manson playing a white supremacist?
That's just hilarious.
To be honest with you, you want to know something? I stopped watching that show.
Oh.
I stopped watching.
When?
When? Probably after, like, after Jackson got the baby back.
Yep, I can understand why you'd stop watching that.
It just got, I'm like, this is the same shit each fucking season.
It took till probably, I would say, like, it started going down, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not going to make it.
If there was a death
of
of Sam Crow, I probably would have fucking kept watching.
See, well, at the end of season 4, you know, with the death of Opie and everything like that, you know.
Yeah, that's when it fucking started to ramp back up again with season 4.
Exactly. Well, the writers of season 2 and season 3 really fucking shit out on it.
Yeah. Well, I think there was a lot they didn't predict. Like, I know Sutter, the guy who created the show, he said flat out, because everybody wants to see Clay die, he is going to drag that process out as long as possible. Yeah, and I get that. That's the slow burn, right? But yeah, there was a point in the show where I almost lost interest, but season 4, 5, and 6, like season 4 wraps up, 5 and 6 were like, oh.
Yeah, season 6 was mind blowing.
How can I put this though? You know what? How long can you possibly keep going until everything gets really boring and old?
Well, and
this is why I like my shows to go on for like. Or Breaking Bad went on perfectly. That was
5
like
years.
For 5 seasons. That was the perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
Because then you go and watch these shows like, how can I put it, like CSI, let's just say.
Oh fuck.
That show's it's like, okay, this is the same shit each fucking episode. Somebody creates causes a fucking murder, then they find out all the fucking bullshit, and then they fucking arrest the dude. Same thing with CSI Miami, same with fucking CSI New York. And it was like, okay, this is really fucking boring. It's kind of to the point where, the same shit with, like, NCIS, I love because the characters are actually amusing.
Well,
like,
the thing I know, because my wife watches those shows, I don't.
Mhm.
But CSI characters don't really evolve in that show.
No.
There'll be a bit of a revolving door, and they'll get new people in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas NCIS, like, you can almost tell when you're watching because the characters have evolved and changed, and oh my fucking shit.
Holy shit.
Oh my fucking shit.
Dude, we got a fucking awesome crew tonight.
Speak to the people, Wiggy.
Hello.
Well, here's another one. It's kind of like, that shit was absolutely, I love how Heroes was because,
Oh, what the fuck?
See, I've only made about a couple episodes into that.
Okay, if you watch how can I put this? I liked Heroes probably up till like the second season, and then after that, I was like, I'm done.
The way it
I'm
went
done.
was
You guys
that
officially just.
Heroes started off so good, and then it slowly degraded in quality, so much so that you were thankful that it ended.
Yeah, like there's just certain ones. Wow, we already got one dislike. All right.
Get
Sorry
in there.
about
Fuck you!
This way, I could give two
Wow.
shots. These
that.
motherfuckers.
Wiggy's a diva.
Let me put it to you this way: these motherfuckers could give me as many fucking thumbs down as they fucking want. I don't give a fuck. Thank you for the
still
view.
made his 0.3 cents off, you bitch.
Yep, I'm still getting
Do you know,
paid.
do you know what though?
Cashing checks and paying bills, motherfuckers.
It's
talk
down
about.
from the usual 2 or 3 dislikes, so maybe you've converted a couple.
Well, I know one of them for a while there was cough cough somebody on the show.
Sorry about that.
Definitely. Sorry,
It's
man.
okay. It's okay. I still love you. And then, other than that, the one time I think all of us purposely disliked the show. Like, I had one night where I was like, hey, everybody, fucking just put a thumbs down. Let's go. So everybody that was on the show, thumbs down. Like, I had like 15 dislikes, and everybody's like, you got a lot of dislikes. You should get, your channel can get. And I'm like, my channel can get nothing. They didn't fucking. I was like, they have to. Yeah, I was like, big fucking deal. I'm like, thumbs down or thumbs down. They don't care. I'm like, if you look at it this way, it's still a view.
It doesn't affect Rebecca Black, so what the hell?
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
Before we get too far away from Bryan Cranston, not Richard Cranston, Bryan Cranston, did any of you guys watch the Godzilla movie?
no, I have not.
No,
That's my guess.
I had to go to Maleficent.
I
Alright,
saw
well,
it
I'm
in
gonna-
93, if that counts for anything.
Oh, hold on. I got a buddy that's over in Japan. And he walked right up.
Matthew Broderick.
He went, as he's stationed over in Japan, he goes, I want to watch Godzilla. Just so I can say I watched Godzilla in Japan. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, I get that.
He's like, dude, how epic is that? I'm like, you need fucking help.
No, but
There was a guy at work that told me a story. He said he took one of his buddies with him that works in his department. He paid his way and everything. And he was a Korean guy. He said, in the middle of it, in one of the great big scenes, he goes, I want you to stand up and go, Godzilla! Godzilla! And he lost his shit.
You know what, dude? I would absolutely do that. If I looked a little bit more Oriental, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat.
You gotta say more than that. Like, one is Godzilla.
yeah.
Can you imagine somebody standing up going, why? Why?
I almost got kicked out of the Transformers movie.
Why?
Okay, you know the opening fucking Paramount scene? where,
Jacking
like,
over Megan Fox.
No. Fuck her. Anyways.
Yes, I would.
I second that motion.
Right in the fucking butthole,
You can
boy.
hate it if you want. That just leaves more Megan Fox for me.
To be honest with you, it is what it is. I don't find her that attractive.
Okay.
She's
I just
hot.
wanted
She's
to-
okay. Here's the
Poke
thing.
me in the poopy
Okay,
with your baby
let me put it
thumbs.
to you this way: she's hot until she opens her fucking mouth.
That's when you
I
jam something
disagree.
in there.
I disagree.
The second she starts
What's
talking,
that Nickelback song? You look so much cuter with something in your mouth.
the second, anyways, leave it to him to fucking reference Nickelback. The
Goddamn
atypical fucking
Canadian.
Fuck you, I can't stand them.
So, anyways, You know the opening scene, it's actually just says Paramount, then they make the fucking Transformer noise as the fucking piece is fucking floating the stars and shit. The second I heard the fucking noise, I said, "Oh my god, just came!" Everybody's like, and of course I'm wearing I'm wearing shorts and shit, and some kid goes, "Holy shit, he's got Soundwave on his fucking left leg." and me being me, and I fucking lift up the back of my shirt, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" They're like, "Holy fuck, that's Devastator." I'm like, "There we go." I just sat back down. They're like, "Wow, you really are a Transformers fan." I'm like, "Yes," and Michael Bay's gonna fuck this one up too.
Like he's probably gonna do with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But enough.
God.
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
I'm still gonna go see
on
it.
the theater just before. I gotta tell you, the funnest movie I've ever watched in theater. I'm not saying the best. I'm saying the funnest was Mortal Kombat.
I have to say,
the music starts. Just when that movie starts and the theme starts, there were 3 guys in the back. They're like, "Yeah!" And that was and for some reason, it just started this rambunctious thing where we were all just like hooping and hollering throughout the whole movie. Nobody knows what the fuck they said in that movie.
I could honestly say,
we just loved the fight scenes. It was
with us.
It was fun as hell.
I think with us, it was Rocky 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like my high school band was actually in that movie. Like when he comes back from Russia and he's getting off the plane, that band that was fucking playing was my high school band.
No way.
Yeah. So
for what?
Because we lived in Pennsylvania for fuck's sakes. Like we were down in Philly when they were filming most of the fucking movie. But when Stallone starts kicking the shit out of fucking Tommy Gunn in the streets, the whole fucking theater starts standing up. They're like, "Fucking kick his ass!" And you see dude, it was like we had a packed fucking theater, and popcorn and fucking soda are like being flung across the fucking. And
that was Mortal Kombat, and I think they would have kicked us out, but the problem was they literally would have had to kick out the whole fucking theater.
Yeah.
Eastern Canada's not like this, but Western Canada's fucking rambunctious.
Let me ask you though, is Mortal Kombat, the music to it, not the most fucking awesome music you've ever heard?
It's
like,
terrible. I would rather listen to Wrecking Ball. Well, no, that's bad.
That's the same way I feel about the Power Rangers theme song, the Buckethead did.
I can't believe I can't believe they're making a fucking movie. That's absolutely. And the dude that plays the Green Ranger wants on so fucking badly, and they keep telling him no.
Fuck.
I'll tell you, I may be in the minority here, but I think the funnest one I went to was fucking Wolf of Wall Street. There was an old guy there.
Oh my God.
He had to have been coked up, and in the beginning scene, he's like, "He's doing coke out of her ass!" I'm like, "Yeah, good night." Fucking yeah.
I love the movie where I love the section of the movie where he's talking about him eating the fucking Quaaludes, and he's talking about the certain stages. And then all of a sudden, when he took the original fucking Quaaludes, he's like, the only issue is it takes about 3 hours for them to kick in.
I went straight to cerebral palsy.
Dude, when he said that, I was pissing myself. I'm like, that is fucking epic. And he's trying to crawl into his fucking Lamborghini. And I'm like, whatever you do, don't fucking. He's like, don't come back to the house.
It's all about the driving. Where I didn't crash into anything, what do you know? And then the police come knocking at the door. Was you driving your car earlier? Bent up piece of shit, just left on the driveway.
Dude, when Jonah Hill was talking about Steve Madden, he's like, Steve Madden.
Dude,
I gotta ask you guys, because you've seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's been this meme that I thought was hilarious, where it's like Jonah Hill, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, do you even lift or whatever?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't lift, but I lift my wallet. You think I'm sexy as fuck when I'm lifting my wallet." Is that in the movie?
No.
No, damn.
To be honest with you, I thought it was really funny, to see Jonah Hill with those fucking teeth.
Yeah.
With those fucking teeth, and then with his cock out.
Yes, that's the funniest part of the fucking movie.
Yeah, I know it's a prosthetic, but it doesn't matter.
It's still funny.
Dude,
was it though? I mean, Jonah Hill.
That movie was absolutely fucking awesome.
When he made it into acting, something had to be going for him.
Well, here's how I know it was a prosthetic. You ready for this?
I'm listening.
He was circumcised. Trust me, Jonah Hill's as Jewish as they come. He was not circumcised.
Dude, let me put it to you this way. I think the funniest shit there, the whole reason why Jonah Hill got into fucking acting is because Seth Rogen fucking, his lovely one fucking movie that makes it, what was it, fucking Superbad?
Yeah.
That was, no. It was fucking Knocked Up.
He was in 40-Year-Old Virgin too for like a cunt hair.
Well, like Seth wrote, like those guys fucking wrote like Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Pineapple Express,
Superbad. Like they had them all fucking like lined up for shit like that. And when whoever got allowed them, like it got greenlighted and shit, they allowed fucking Seth Rogen to pick who he wanted for certain things.
And there was like 50 fucking dudes like fucking hopped on Seth Rogen's back, but like, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was all of his fucking buddies,
Well, he jumped on Apatow's shoulders too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Judd Apatow.
That's the way it goes. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, they're all.
let's face it. If Kevin Smith wasn't motivated enough to go into debt and make a movie, Jason Mewes would not have an acting career.
I think 3/4 of those guys would never have,
Yeah.
Scott Mosier would have never.
Ben Affleck. Then who the fuck would you get to play Batman with the ears too fucking short? Huh?
Hold on, let's just put it this way: it's a morphed version of Daredevil.
Yeah, because Daredevil had the tiny little ears on the front. While
his were horns. His were horns. They just moved him back a little bit.
Yeah,
it's Bat Devil.
They took the Daredevil helmet and cut off the fucking horns. We'll make these.
When it comes to hero movies,
superhuman movies,
Ben Affleck. Holy fuck! Can I start again?
I don't know. Go for it, man. Can you fucking talk to me?
Movies,
Somebody give him
Ben
a clap for it,
Affleck has the worst of luck.
Take two.
When it comes to any movie, period. I mean, you think about it. He fucking made, what was it?
But Ben Affleck, and I can't believe I'm doing it, but Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
I think the worst was like, you had, what, Jersey Girl? And
Geely.
And Geely, dude. That was fucking terrible.
what was that
Even
one?
J-Lo's
where he
ass
played-
couldn't save that motherfucker.
Oh, God, dude.
No.
What was the one where he played? Is it The Town or something like that?
Well, that was the one that he wrote, directed, and fucking started.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
That like kicked his career back into fucking.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's really
one
gay
about
when
the
somebody has to
Canadian
write,
filmmakers
direct,
in
and cast themselves in a movie as their lead actor. It's a
Yeah.
really-
Who's going to be perfect for this?
but
I'm going
that's
to go
where
with
they-
me.
But here's the thing, though.
Hunting Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. That's how they started their fucking career. Was writing a movie they cast
think about this,
themselves in.
guys. Who else is going to have a better fucking Boston accent?
Boston.
Mark Wahlberg.
No, his
Because
is
he
fucking.
can't fucking lose. I was watching Fear last night. That boy is from fucking Boston.
But though, his fucking accent is fucking terrible.
It's the worst in Ted. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
No,
Like, but like he's been out of it for so long and shit like that, where Affleck probably fucking hid back in fucking Boston for a little bit because his wife's career was actually going better than his after that fucking movie. And I can't stand Jennifer Garner. Oh my God. There's several fucking actresses. Oh yeah, but like when it comes,
That's Virginia
Yeah,
Pride.
I wouldn't watch her movies, but
I wouldn't watch her movies. That's the hell out of her. But it's like, okay, like Hilary Swank is another one that I just can't stand.
Ever since that movie, what was that movie where she played a boy?
What is it? Fucking Kissing the
can't
Boys or
remember
some
what it's
bullshit
called.
like that. But ever since that
What
fucking
it's
movie,
called, I've never seen it, but all I saw was the ads, and that's the first place I ever heard of her.
Mhm.
And I can't look at her as hot because she played a boy.
yeah, it's
Like
pretty much
there's certain like what do you call them? Stereotypes,
certain
judgmental shit. I don't fucking know.
credentials that you got to fucking
Credentials,
pass.
yeah. If the first movie I hear of you're playing a boy, I wouldn't touch you with fucking Wiggies.
Not even Wiggy's penis.
No,
Not even Wiggies.
That's not doing
Shit.
much.
All you
so.
need is the head anyway. It's just like a bulbous Darth Vader helmet.
No bulbous. By the way, Freedom Fry said he loved Jersey Girl.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey,
I haven't
Freedom
seen
Fries, when the fuck are you gonna make more Minecraft shit?
Boys don't cry.
Boys don't cry. Okay.
That's the name of it.
Of course, I started a costume, and that wasn't by the end. What? What did Palpatine fucking say?
He don't know. He pees red.
Okay.
Started in a costume, then wasn't. by the end
Oh,
of
sorry,
it.
no, he's talking about me because he said that people went to the last X-Men Last Stand movie in costumes and stuff. And I said to him, "Are you sure they were in costume, or was it just a guy in a wheelchair?" And you think they're like, that don't really count as a statement.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What movie was I fucking watching?
thank you. Good night.
Yeah, I'm
Like
Oh my
in the
God.
interns where they send them off and they look for Professor Xavier.
Yes, that's what it is. The interns. And he's like, she's like, I found Professor Xavier.
Punch him in the dick.
And he's like, yes, I'm Professor Xavier, and Wolverine's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another
my
guy that has Patrick
Jackman,
Stewart's
when he
voice.
talks like him with not an American accent. Him and Hugh Laurie should just have to do an American accent forever because it fucks with me too much.
When they have a no. Wait, is he from New Zealand? Is it Hugh Jackman?
I don't fucking
It's
know.
Australian.
Australian.
And
That's
you know what pisses me off about Hugh Jackman? He's Wolverine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in one of the movies, they reveal that Wolverine is from Canada. I don't remember a single A.
And he's a U.S. former Army person.
Well, you think about it. At one point, when you're
That's
that
just
fucking,
disrespectful.
when you're
right?
that
Must admit,
fucking
dual
okay.
citizenship.
Well, you think about it. When you're that fucking old,
yeah, he's not
That's
from
true.
Canada.
Hey,
He's
A was
from,
the first word that they said in Canada.
He's probably technically British. Thanks, Eddie.
He was exactly.
well, if you think about it, if you watched, Wolverine Origins, and they show all the wars that he fought in.
He was before Canada was even around. Before
Right.
Canada spawned the A.
Oh, back when Canada burned down the White House, but we had your flag above our head.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
It was so
Twice.
early. They didn't say A. They said Z. Yeah, Z.
No, we don't have a Z. What's a Z?
It's a Z, you dumb
They have a
bastard.
fucking
Yeah,
Z.
Z, motherfucker.
Fuck is a Z?
Freedom Fry says Karate Kid 3, bitches.
There you go.
Oh shit!
There you go.
You know what movie I ended up watching today? I ended up watching Euro Trip.
Oh god.
Euro
I've
Trip
died
is the
forever.
I
Not
couldn't-
even know.
The whole reason why, dude, for some strange reason, I've been hooked on, WatchMojo.com, and I've been going through their top 10s like
Yeah, me too.
daily. Like, literally started a list of like their first one, and I've been going through. So there's like 400 of them. It's gonna
Scotty
be
doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday.
yeah. So
It's
What
best
the
because
fuck?
I have
Eddie
a
just
friend
broke
named
out into
Scott,
concert.
and I just started singing Scotty Doesn't Know, and he had no idea.
What?
Scotty doesn't know.
but so
And
I'm
that was Matt Damon. I'm sorry.
that was really terrible. You gotta be like Matt Damon. You don't go up, you go down.
I'm
yeah.
fucking Matt Damon.
Um,
I'm fucking Matt Damon.
Just so you
Like-
know.
But oh my god, that shit! I'm just like, dude, I completely forgot about how amusing this fucking movie is. Vinnie
That is a
Jones is
quality
absolutely fucking hilarious.
Vinnie Jones is awesome in everything.
I think the funniest thing is Vinnie Jones
How
gets
come he
booted
doesn't
out
play football anymore?
because he got kicked out.
He was too violent,
He
bro.
was
Look
too
at that.
violent. Okay,
He was a guy who. I'm sorry.
you need to read his fucking autobiography, dude. It's
Oh,
absolutely
yes, I do.
fucking awesome.
He's
But
a man of a man. That's what he is.
But it's funny as fuck when you get kicked out of a soccer league because you're too rough.
Yeah, dude, I've seen that. Have you seen the footage of basically that started the whole thing? Where he's just like, "You fucking cunts, you're gonna fucking get out there, and if you're not fucking gonna do it, you're gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna get from fucking nice people." I'm like, the guy said "fucking" in like 10 seconds more than I've said in the past week.
I
You
still,
just doubled your output, Eddie.
yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I've doubled it now.
It just cracks me the fuck up though when he's like, he's like, if you are from, part of the Manchester United club, sing the theme song. Well, I don't sing.
What was? And I'm sorry if that's what we're talking about already. I unplugged my mic and missed it. Are we talking about the movie where he played a football hoodlum?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is it Football Factory? I think it's called.
What? No, he was a Manchester United fan.
I can't remember, but like that movie where he plays like the head fucking hooligan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was awesome. No,
Yeah, that was absolutely fucking hilarious because he's like, him fucking honking the horn because he's on the wrong side of the road in France, fucking yelling at fucking people and shit like that. They have an outtake. What are the fucking outtakes? He's like, fuck you, and get the fuck out of here. And he's like, because I'm fucking naked.
And, you know,
he's like red in the
Vinny
face. He's like, I don't know what to fucking say. I'm all done.
he would have made it far in his sports career if his family emigrated to Canada instead of stayed in England.
He would have been great.
Because that's a fucking hockey player right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is your fucking Sean Avery, your Kyle Marchand, everybody that everybody fucking hates in hockey. That's what you need. Vinny.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Vinny Jones, the hockey player?
He would have been a perfect fucking bruiser. That reminds me of the movie Coon, by the way, which anybody hasn't seen needs to fucking see it.
Yes.
You know, what
Even if you don't like hockey, watch Goon.
It's an absolute fucking hilarious movie. And he's like, we need to get you a number, son. Well, take 69! Take 69! Is that one available? Yeah, I'll take it. He's such a soft-spoken fucking dude, but the second he, like, somebody says something wrong to him in the fucking movie, like, the whole movie, he's just this, like, mild-mannered, you know, fucking person, and then once he gets on the ice...
Actually, I think the most accurate portrayal of a hockey player I've ever seen in film is probably a toss-up. No, I'm gonna say Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore before he becomes a golfer.
I don't know. If you ever see, what the fuck was that with fucking...
I didn't want to say Tooth Fairy with The Rock, but
No, I will never say that. Fuck, god damn it. Fucking Paul Newman was in it. The team was the Chiefs. You had the three fucking twins with the glasses.
Slapshot.
Slapshot.
Yeah, Slapshot.
I was going to say...
It's the best fucking
Well
idea. The Hanson Brothers. We're putting the tinfoil on, coach.
Yep.
That was such an epic movie. I don't know why. Like, I'm having brain farts here on the name of the fucking shit because I watched it 2 days ago.
The second one wasn't so good. The third one sucked. There's 3 of those ones.
The
right?
first one was by far the first one is fucking hilarious. So
yeah, because you could see it. There are people like the farm leagues, right? That's like if you have enough skill, you're already in the NHL. Well, they come down to the farm leagues when they need a fighter.
I think Aaron has something around here with an autograph on it, hockey-wise.
There
I don't know
is
if it's a poster or what.
Smash it. I'm
What's
going to
up?
have to get going, Brozif.
all right, man. Yeah, I know it's late. You got a movie tomorrow or a video you got to do tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You
See
know,
you, Eddie.
Now you got a piece of Eddie inside.
Hey, Eddie, before you leave, I just want to go ahead and personally thank you for adding weed and hookers to your gross national product. I know that was you. I know that was you.
Clearly, I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
There you go. I'd be non-committal too.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Eddie.
Dude, I gotta say that, man. Like movies, as of like when I was in the hospital, I was so fucking bored that they had great internet and I could actually watch Netflix. If there was a way for me to fucking put it up on the fucking TV, it would have been even better. Because, goddamn, dude, I had that bed positioned perfectly, where I just laid there and the TV was like within the eyesight. I'm like, this is great.
I need one of these at home.
Yeah, no shit, man. I need one, dude. It was a memory foam mattress.
Ooh.
It was like they just got new fucking gurneys in and shit, and I'm like, did they just revamp this whole thing? They're like, well, once we got bought out by the state, like there used to be a hospital called Helen Ellis, and then they got bought out by the chain, the fucking Florida hospitals, or whatever the hell it is. Once they got bought out, they did a fucking clean out. They fucking, instead of it just being like, okay, it's a new name, we're still gonna have the old staff. No, it was a new name, and we're gonna fire the old staff. And they literally in like 2 months fucking cleaned out half the staff, brought in new people already that were already trained that knew what the fuck they were doing, and then cleaned out the second half and brought everybody, more people in. I was like, holy shit. Because the first time I stayed there was this little box tube TV that was like 14 inches big that was fuzzy all the fucking time. Couldn't want, any of that. Or in the ER, they fucking put the fucking TVs on the swivel. They fucking brought them in, fucking 15-inch TVs. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And then, they upped their fucking Wi-Fi, which was great. Because remember, Wiggy, I tried to join one of your hangouts or whatnot, and I
Yep.
couldn't because my fucking shit was running at like 0.01 down and 0.02 up. Dude, this one I had the fucking Cisco router sitting right in my fucking room.
Nice.
I did a speed test. It was like 300 up. I'm like, works for me.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, all right, well, I can go on the internet at least and, you know, screw around. I almost thought about doing a hangout Monday night. But I'm like, you know what? They're going to be like, Mr. Harrington, you need to keep it down, sir. You're a little too loud. Because that's all I kept thinking. Like, have my door closed, have my headphones on, and cracking the fuck up. And I'm like, 2, I don't have my mic. And I kept thinking, I'm like, you know what? If I'm stuck in here on Sunday, I'm telling my wife to bring the fucking mic in. And we're doing a show live from the fucking hospital. I'm like, I don't fucking care. And instead, you know, I was happy enough where they're like, yeah, you're getting the hell out of here. My doctor was all freaked the fuck out because I couldn't breathe for shit. That was the biggest issue.
So did they give you thinners?
Well, they gave me, what the fuck is it? Lasix to fucking lose some of the fucking water.
Right.
And then they drained my fucking lung cavity, which it was hurting the 2 days afterwards because that fucking spot they fucking hit, it was like every time I breathe, it would like smack against it. And my lungs weren't used to actually being able to fully expand. So, you know, once they would fully expand, after all that pressure of fucking pushing them like this, and all of a sudden they have all this room, and you go to, like, you know, you think about it, you rest like, you know, let's just say, it's like your hand falling asleep if you sat on it for too long, or, you know, if you,
I do that when I jerk off sometimes.
Yeah, I know, you do the stranger. Let's just say, like, let's take like a 10-pound weight and fucking push it on your arm. And just have it lay on your arm for like a week or a month or 2.
I hate to interrupt, but Papa Palpatine called bullshit.
There you go. I fucking yell that right now. I'm going to have about 10 lights turn on behind me. But let's just put it this.
Don't do it, but I would love the visual.
Dude, okay, you can ask Cobe the one night, man. I fucking picked somebody out of a fucking helicopter from like, I don't know, 700 yards in Battlefield. And I was like, I fucking got him! And I was outside. I completely forgot I'm smoking a cigarette. And I'm outside, and all of a sudden I saw all the lights on behind me. Flicker. I'm like, going inside now.
Dude said, I shot that motherfucker from across the way. Oh shit, here come the cops.
Dude, I was just like, I fucking got him out of the helicopter. And I was just like, I'm gonna go inside now.
Fucking screaming, I'm dropping C4 on your back door right now. Oh shit.
Well, the best, dude, was we were playing Black Ops 2, and we were on, what the fuck is that? Not Overflow. Fucking, one with the fucking, nuclear fucking tower. Meltdown. And I'm coming up the fucking hill, and I just gunned C4 right over it, and I got a fucking 6-piece. And this is when I was still using the 20-inch TV, and I was in the living room, and my wife would, like, you know, keep the bedroom fucking cracked open a little bit. And, dude, I fucking stand up and like, got a fucking 6-piece! Yeah! And she,
like, I didn't know he went to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Dude, she fucking, no, dude, she, like, slams open the fucking door. Shut the fuck up!
Yes,
I'm fucking sleeping! I'm like, oops, sorry, my bad.
my wife also does not leave the bedroom door cracked open anymore.
Yeah, well, see, cats would come in, and she would that's how she was letting them out. Well, I was having the lights on sometimes, and a light would come in and hit directly in her fucking eyes, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to close this door. I'm going to open the bathroom door. We have the bathroom that's connected to us. And she's like, I'll just leave both bathroom doors fucking open so the cats can come in that way. I'm like, that's a good idea. Until I go to the bathroom and I realized her bedroom door is wide fucking open. And I flick the light on. She's like, turn it the fuck off. I'm like, oh, God. Like, night lights up in this piece. Okay, go over, close the door, then flick the fucking
This
light
is
on.
the same lady that doesn't snore, right? I still don't know how your video got me in shit, but it happened. It's a true story.
Let's put it this way. It's a good thing I didn't get her farting on fucking camera yet.
Oh, I
dude,
hear
when she sleeps, man, she rolls over. And it's all because she has ulcerative colitis. So, so her stomach gets really fucked up. But she will roll over sometimes, and I'm like, are you awake? Because I don't think I can fart like that in my sleep.
Now, I gotta ask Wiggy, How are your farts?
Rancid and wretched.
Well, the main thing is I have to tread lightly because
Okay.
I will fucking shit my pants like nobody's business.
My wife had a similar surgery to yours. We've talked about that. And for the first year we were together, she wouldn't fart when she was awake, right?
Like
Well,
purposely
maybe-
she wouldn't?
What's that?
But like purposely she wouldn't? Like
No, because like we were still young and in love, and like I didn't fart around her either, right?
The new hadn't worn worn yet.
Yeah, the new
Okay.
hadn't worn off yet,
Okay.
right? She still had that new car smell, right?
See, mine still got that new ass smell after 17 years.
But there were times, and we laugh and joke about it now, but there were times, and before we figured out that she was lactose intolerant, on top of this surgery, that there was one time I woke up from a dead sleep because the bedroom smelled so bad.
Oh my god! I think
That I went and slept on the couch. She's like, "Why were you sleeping on the couch?" "Oh, nothing, dear." I mean, now she knows the story. We laugh and joke about it. 'Cause
okay.
10 years together, right? But
I got one for you.
I'll peel the paint off fucking wall.
So wait till I go back onto chemo, dude, because chemo farts are no joke. And I think the funniest was right after doing chemo, my system would get backed up. So then I'd fucking drink like a glass of prune juice. And right before the prune juice would clear me out, I would get those fucking chemo farts mixed with prune juice farts.
Oh,
Where it was enough to, like, you know, I would have to walk outside. I'd walk back into the lanai, let one go, and fucking, you know, wait a little bit, have the fan on. And the kids are like, "Dad, it seeped in here, and oh my God, what happened to your ass?" You know, so my wife is sleeping, of course, and I'm watching TV, and instantly I just kind of grab the covers and I fucking pull them over her fucking head. And I'm like, I got to tread lightly on this one because also chemo farts, you know, you got to watch out because sometimes your ass feels like, you know, taking a shit instead of just farting. So I just I just kind of lifted a cheek and lightly pushed, and it was just like, that's all you heard. I'm like, and I'm sitting here, dude, the funniest was I had my paint mask on with incense, like with a fucking, I had, the fuck was it? One of the scented candles fucking melted into the fucking respirator area, so that's all I was breathing in. So I didn't have to smell shit, literally. Three seconds, dude. She fucking sat up like the Undertaker, punches me in the fucking arm, and then goes home to sleep.
yeah,
I mean, he just made instant paint thinner, man.
Dude, like, she was like, "Get the fucking spray," and then went back to sleep. I was just like, I'll put one of those scented candles in here because I heard that match the smell.
Well,
my wife will chase me around the house with Febreze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kimberly and
I just have IBS and alcoholism, so.
Dude,
Right.
could you imagine with Wiggy? I feel for you, dude, because I could only imagine. I know how bad mine are, but after you get your stomach done and you're just stuck with liquids,
especially whenever I started incorporating more protein after I got after just clear liquids and I went to protein liquids. Dude, and then that's about the same time Kimberly had her surgery. She's laid up in the bed. She's drinking liquid hydrocodone and drinking clear liquids, and I'm on protein liquids. I fucking fart, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll get you back." I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, man!"
It's you know what, like,
and that's how you know it's true love, folks.
yeah.
oh God,
Thank
yeah.
God I couldn't have married anybody else. Not only did I get
Yeah,
her,
I hear you there. I feel the
taking
same way about my wife.
me.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta say this. You know what? Like, my wife has done everything and anything for me. If she wasn't the one that was meant for me, then I've definitely done the wrong fucking job. Like, I have no shame in saying this. When I was really, really fucking sick, I shit the bed. I sneezed.
Oh no! See, there's no control in that.
And there was,
I love
knew
how
it.
that's the trigger.
that was the trigger.
Yeah.
I'm laying in bed. I feel like I'm fucking dying, and I'm asking her to kill me. And I sneezed, and it was just like, and I'm just like, oh my God, I just shit the bed. And she doesn't be right back. And I'm like, I hate to say this, dear, but can you wipe my ass?
Nah.
And she goes, you know that this is true love because I'm wiping your ass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just looked at her and was like, you know what? I love you. Thank you very much. Thank God I got married to you, because I don't think any other woman would have fucking done this for me.
Well, the day that I knew that it was, and I'm gonna get all drunk and sappy on you. I don't fucking care. The day I knew it was true love, not quite as extreme, but me and my wife lived in the basement, and the bathroom was upstairs, and we went out drinking. And I know this is hard to believe, but I drank too much.
No.
And I had to throw up. And generally speaking, and this is years of alcoholism experience, when I have to throw up, I make it to the toilet. I might spray all over the toilet, but I make it to the toilet. Well, I made it to the top stair, and the last stair, I tripped up, and I fucking fell flat on my belly on the floor.
Oh.
So it just, like, right out, like, there was no controlling it.
There was a
There was
white
no...
trash fountain on the stairs.
Yeah, it was just, and it wasn't even, like, continuous. It was just, like, I can't believe that much came out in a single fucking burst, right?
You had
So
that
I
exorcist.
hit myself. Yeah. It was pea fucking soup, man. And so I go to the bathroom. I finish up. I'm okay. I clean myself off. I clean the toilet off. And I go out to the hallway because I'm like, I'm going to have to clean that up. And there's nothing there.
She
And I'm
cleaned it
like,
up for you.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I remember because keep in mind, too fucking drunk to get up the stairs. I'm like, I swear to God, I
could have sworn I threw up.
Yeah. And I get downstairs, and she says, "Are you okay, baby?" And I says, "Yeah, I thought I threw up at the top of the stairs." And she's like, "You did. I cleaned it up." And I'm like, so not only has she cleaned up my puke, because drinking too much of all reasons, she also, the first thing she says is, "Are you okay, baby?" That was true love. Not like that anymore. Now she would fucking give me shit and kick my ass and punch me in the back of the head.
Now she'd fucking hand you the fucking mop and go, "You're cleaning it up."
Yeah. But, well, no, if I'm not feeling well for whatever reason, she looks after me. That's why I'm going to buy her new boobs.
I have a very similar story when it comes to true love. Kimberly, apparently, we got drunk on White Russians one night.
No.
And
that has bad idea written all over.
That's a bad idea already.
That's only the beginning. Somewhere in the middle of the night, I came across a blue snow cone. And the reason I came across the blue snow cone is because when I bent over to vomit, I hit nowhere near the bowl. At the same time, the White Russian kicked in. I vomited out one end and shit on the other. Coming out both fucking ends. I want you to know we Rochambeau'd for which one was getting what.
Dude, I think the funniest was we had a party, and it was a winter party. So there was snow on the ground. So outside of my house, we made a massive fucking ashtray. So everybody wasn't flicking them in the fucking yard. We just stomped down some fucking snow and said, just throw your cigarette there. Well, next to that, there was like multicolor snow, and you could tell who was drinking what.
Yeah.
And the best was my roommate comes stumbling out. He's like, move. And he created ice on the fucking steps, like on the fucking walkway.
Oh, no.
Because he was just drinking beer, but it froze the next fucking that night. But when he chucked, I've never seen anybody throw up out of their nose.
Oh,
dude,
God, that burns.
It was literally a fucking fire hose of just it exploding out of his mouth because it was this perfect like circle. But then you had his nose and I'm like, I'm standing there going, what the fuck?
You'd be surprised how large a nostril will get with shit coming out
like,
of it.
holy shit.
See, you get a chunk of something stuck behind your nose.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. I've never had that happen. I've accidentally shot a fucking peanut out of my nose before. My wife looked at me like I had 5 heads.
Wait. How do you accidentally shoot a peanut out of your nose? I need to hear this story.
Okay, I was eating peanuts and coughed and got one stuck in the sinus area. You know your mouth and your nose are connected. Like
Yeah.
And I fucking sneeze again, and this thing's like, I cover my mouth, it shoots it, and I'm like,
Man, that's a weapon.
And this thing's like, ding, 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 ding.
Well, I had vomit chunks stuck in the same place.
And my wife's like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, I think it was a peanut. And she goes, where the hell did that come out of? I'm like, my nose?
At least it wasn't a Brazil nut.
And she's just like, dude, here's the fucked up thing. It was a whole peanut.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Like, apparently, like, when I coughed, I still had a few whole fucking peanuts in my mouth. And one of them made its way into my fucking sinus cavity. And it fucking, I was cracking the hell up because my wife's like, she picks it up and she's like, I'm going to go wash my hands, but that's a whole nut. That's got to hurt. She's like, I always knew you had a fucking big nose, but Jesus Christ. She's like, I've always known your fucking nostrils are huge, but what the hell? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I've seen you stuff your thumb in a nostril. I'm like, it's not that bad. I think the best was the baby the one time. Oh, dude, kids are like notorious for like, look, it's a hole, we're going to poke it.
Uh-huh.
The worst was Sophie fucking hit my sinus cavity in the back.
Oh.
Oh my god, that caused one eye to fucking stare at the other eye. And the squeal that I fucking made cracked her the hell up. So what would she do when I was sleeping? And she was tall enough where she knew to fucking, or my wife would just place her on the bed and she'd be like, that man is sleeping. I can pick his nose. And that's how I would get woken up. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? And she's just sitting there. She's 7 months old, like, hi, Daddy. I'm like, you fucking schnook.
Oh, dude, have you ever had the dirty diaper finger painting?
Oh, yes, Owen.
Yeah, I think it's a staple of all kids will do it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
They wake up, they don't make a sound, so you don't know they're awake, and when they're babies, you just want to leave them alone as long as they're quiet. Cause,
But the worst thing is when kids are quiet, they're up to no good.
Well, this was supposed to be sleeping quiet.
Okay.
Right? And it was not. I walked in, and there was this diaper thrown from the crib across the room, and there were beautiful finger paintings on this wall. And I woke up on my way to work.
Oh,
so I said to my ex, daughter's up, and I left.
Okay, let me explain this to you. Owen wouldn't take the diaper off.
Oh.
And we found out this is why we'll never use gloves ever again, and we'll never use Huggies again, because he had enough time to reach in and just be like, smear, paint, circles. His whole wall underneath because Haley and Owen both had bunk beds. So Haley's in the lower half, Owen's in the fucking on the upper half. Owen's in the bottom half, and he has literally turned this fucking wall green. Instantly pull him out. Have to wake Haley up, put her back into my bed.
What do you think I did?
Pulled the fucking I know, dude. It was a lot darker green. Let's just put it that way. Pull the fucking bunk bed out and take a fucking drywall fucking spatula. And literally just fucking put plastic down and just scrape the whole entire wall. Then took a fucking hot rag took the mop, the sponge mop, and just fucking cleaned the whole entire wall. And I'm like, there we go. And then after that, I made their whole entire bedroom walls the fucking blackboard.
Yep.
So if anything did happen, it was a lot easier just to wipe it right the fuck off.
Yeah.
Because Owen was great so Owen was the sneaky kid. We thought Owen was eating crayons. He wasn't eating them. He was stuffing them in his fucking diaper.
Oh, fuck.
And then at night would fucking draw on the wall.
That's fucking epic.
Granted, this kid, and here's the fucked up thing, man. At the age of like 3, could draw perfect fucking circles and squares and shit. And draw really good fucking, like, he would draw like a perfect square, and then he'd draw the eyes, and then, a fucking slash for the nose, and a smiley, and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know whether to fucking clean this off.
Encourage it, or
yeah. I'm like, dude, this is fucking, and so that's when, and then the next day that happened. And of course, my ex-girlfriend was not, like, we weren't together at that point. I had the kids because she mysteriously fucking vanished, and I'm like, so do I fucking encourage this, or do I just I'm like, fuck it, man. That's when I made the whole blackboard wall. I'm like, fucking draw away, man. Have fucking fun with it. And this kid would literally, for hours on end, just fucking draw. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
My kid was the same way. I didn't make blackboard walls, but I got a huge chalkboard. I've been buying her art supplies for, she's 10 now, 9 years straight.
Dude, I'll put it to you this way.
You know what I mean?
Once he got out of that phase and he went to the building block phase, the Lego phase. And that's when I was like, you know, let's just get this kid like endless. Like we got the big Lego, the bigger Legos, you know.
Yeah.
So we started off with those and was making fucking awesome things on that. And I'm like, okay. And then I guess like, you know, I got with my wife now, and Jordan had a crap ton of regular Legos, and Owen would he was amazed that they were smaller. And I'm like, okay,
because how many kids did you come with? How many kids did she come with?
I came with 2. She came with 1.
Okay.
And then we had one together. Well, here's the funny thing: all the kids are biologically mine. Yes.
I want to recap and make sure I've understood everything, and then ask for an explanation. So
Okay.
you came with 2, she came with 1. You had 1, so you have 4 total, but all 4 are yours.
Yes, because we dated about 15 years ago.
And then you had a kid, and then you got back together again.
Didn't know she had a kid. I actually left.
Oh yeah, okay.
She was pregnant with him, and I pieced out.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. That story's a little boring. I kind of, because you tell a good story. You've got some good stories. That's a little pedestrian for you. I'm a little disappointed.
The fact that, you know, after 12 or 15, or I guess it was 12 years of not seeing each other, finding out that I had my own kid.
Like okay, this was a 12-year difference. Okay,
yeah, this is a 12-year difference.
Now the story's gotten more interesting.
This is a 12-year difference that I didn't know she had a kid. She never came after me from child support. None of that.
And then you get back together, and it's like, I have this baby, and it's like, oh, it kind of looks like me.
Well, no, I wouldn't
story.
I wouldn't say baby. The kid was 9 years old at that point.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
The scariest. Well, no. Here's the thing. She shows me a picture online, and I'm like, I wonder what my mom would think. So I call my mom up. I'm like, hey, do me a favor, hop on your computer real quick. She's like, well, I'm like, I'm going to shoot you a picture. And she's like, okay, what of? I'm like, just let me know what you think. She, you know, I sent one over to her, and she goes, so who did you get pregnant about 9 years ago? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, that kid looks just like you. I said, I'm talking to Jen again.
Mama knows.
I was like, Mom, I'm talking to Jen again. She's like, oh, I loved her. Whatever happened to her? I'm like, I was stupid, and we broke up, and I left. You know, went on tour. I was like, this is right after Bobby died. She's like, yeah, I know. I was like, you know that drunken path I fucking headed down after that? She goes, yeah. I was like, so that's pretty much, I was drunk all the time, and I told her to get fucked, and I called her a fucking cunt a few times and left. And she's like, yeah, you're an idiot. I said, you're telling me. I've been regretting it ever since. So we got back together, and she's like, just a heads up, you know, he is coming home this weekend from his father's house. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, his biological dad has blonde hair, blue eyes, pale, pasty white skin. I'm still trying to figure out how he was like, oh yeah, he's mine. Black hair, brown eyes, and tan than a motherfucker.
Maybe he thought he had Powder's kid.
Because my ex brother-in-law, I guess you'd call him. He's like, my ex is pale white. He's pale white. My kid's pretty pale. And his girl, the ex brother-in-law's girlfriend at the time, she was pale white. Mm-hmm. And they had a little black, like all the stereotypical black traits, rounded nose, jerry curls. And 9 months into the relationship, into this kid's life, they get in a fight. And she says, the baby's not yours. And so we're like, okay, duh. Like everybody else knew but him, right? And get this, he was in school to be a fucking doctor at the time. He started smoking weed and dropped out, but he went for a paternity test. And the you know, they're about $700 here if they're not court mandated, right? If they're court mandated, they're free. The court pays for them, right? About $700 here, and they bring in the kid. He brings in the kid, and the doctor guy dealing with it says, so you're here for a paternity test? Yeah. Really? And this guy was mad that the doctor would even say that, and it's just kind of like this is, and forgive my terminology because I don't want to insult anybody. I don't know what words are proper now, but this is a black baby,
an African American child.
It's like it me, myself, and Irene. God damn it, Charlie!
We're not allowed to say anymore. It is that.
Their dicks as big as those sausages. Damn it!
this chick,
Dude,
this
dude, just
little
fucking
baby
say it. I
girl
don't fucking
probably
care.
had a bigger dick than me. No, I'm just kidding. But, but yeah, he paid $700 for the test, and everybody just stared
See,
at him.
y'all's
And it's-
country's nice. When our court mandates something, that means you fucking pay for it. Rather, that just means who's deciding
Yeah,
who's paying for it. Nobody, if they court mandate
It's usually
something, yeah, it's the dad.
Well, around
it's
here,
usually the dad if it's court mandated.
Yeah.
see, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that there is such a thing now that didn't exist maybe when we were kids, but there is such a thing now as a deadbeat mom.
Oh, sure.
They-
Let me
they-
introduce
they
let me
exist.
introduce mine.
Yeah, like
Let me
I,
introduce you to my ex, because, dude, I'm pretty sure I've got 2 kids, and she hasn't seen them in, how long have I been living in Florida? 4 years now?
my kid, my baby mama at one point, because there's certain court mandated things. At one point, for about 3 months straight, she saw the kid once or twice a month, and I thought that was weird. But I found out later that you have to, they call it parent. They don't call it babysitting or custody. Custody. They call it parenting time. But you literally had to have 24 hours of parenting time a month to still qualify for things like child tax, government money for being a single mom, basically. Right? And so for about 3 months straight, that's how often she saw the kid. I mean, I will give the woman credit. She has straightened out since then. She's still fucked up, but she's a better mother to my kid now than she was. But my wife, who is my kid's stepmom, is a better mother to that kid than her own mother. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
my
Well, let me
wife's
put it-
amazing with
let me-
my kid.
Let me show you this real fucking quick, and then you'll understand. You guys can see that, right? The kid
Yeah.
on the fucking left. You
Yeah.
want to tell me blonde hair, blue eyes? On the left. That, I mean, he's my fucking mini-me, for fuck's sakes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Anybody that tries to say otherwise is a fucking retard.
Yes.
This is why his dad is a fucking moron. And I will call him his dad just for the sheer fact that he did raise him. I did not, you know? I'm his biological father. I am the father. I am not his dad. I am the father. I am now...
This other dude, is he, other than being stupid, he been a good dude the whole time?
Oh,
though?
yeah, he's been a very good dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I mean, and that deserves
The
credit.
utmost credit. I give him respect. I give him all, you know, I respect him, and I fucking have told him that and shit like that. You know, I'm like, look, dude, you've done everything you fucking have to. My shit is fucking going batshit crazy right now.
No, I mean,
Get me the fuck out of this.
Brad, I'm gonna go eat, man.
parenting in general is like
All right,
not
am I
Am I
everybody's
back to
good at
normal
it.
yet?
No, not yet. I'm out, boys.
Fuck.
See you, Wiggy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Later, man.
There we go.
But yeah, no,
Go ahead.
parenting is like, you know, not everybody's good at driving. Not everybody's good at yard work. Not everybody's good at paperwork. Not everybody's good at parenting. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
See, here's the fucked up thing. Like, my ex thinks she's good at parenting,
As
but
does mine.
in the, you know, in the fucking long run, it's like, no, sweetheart, giving your kids hot dogs every day for a week, for like, you know, lunch and dinner, and not having any food in the house, and the house not being clean, that's not a good parent. You know, you may think it is, but you're barely surviving. Like,
Yeah.
try to fucking figure that one out and shit like that. I mean, the only reason why my kids, when they lived with her for the 2 years, that they actually got like health benefits is because my mom and I applied for them for the kids.
Yeah.
And anytime that it came down to like when she had to re-up her stuff, my mom would drive her there to make sure she had everything.
Yeah.
When it came down to us, like the court ordered custody hearing, each person had to have $75 and shit like that. And she's like, I don't have any fucking money and this and that. My boyfriend's all out. And I was like, look, I'm not paying for your shit, and I'm not missing this court date. So either you figure it the fuck out, or I'm going to have you thrown in fucking jail for fucking, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
For whatever the fuck it was, because they actually said if you do not pay it and show up, they will put you in jail. And then I will get full custody, because I had temporary emergency custody of the kids.
Okay.
Because dude, she lost her fucking house.
Yeah, like, I mean, that...
Not just that, like, my kids got taken away the first time, right? My kids got taken away because the kids were going to school smelling like cat and dog shit and piss.
Mm-hmm.
And wearing oversized clothes and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my kids would come to my house I would get them every other weekend. Or I got them every weekend, and they were showing. I'm like, where's your jacket, Haley? And she's wearing her mom's jacket. She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, do I even send new clothes home? Because I'm pretty sure she's not going to come back with those clothes.
I dealt with a lot of that, too. It's like, what do I send you to your mom's in?
So we were purposely fucking bringing them back in. Like, we had full wardrobes for them, but they would go back into the stuff they came in.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not losing another fucking outfit from this shit. And then it was like a week later that fucking Child Youth Services, CYS, got fucking called. And she instantly calls me and she's like, you motherfucker, I know you fucking called them. I'm like, actually, no, that wasn't me. That was the school.
Yeah.
The school fucking called on her. And my mom lived in the same school district. I was out of the school district. So they called me up. They were talking to me, and they're like, well, what would you like to do? I'm like, I think it would be easier if they went to my mom's house. Because my mom was like, look, I'll just take them for however long. Because they said they'd be back in 2 weeks. They didn't show up for another 3 months. And Sarah thought her house was all, clean, waiting for him to show up. And then they didn't show up. Then everybody would just shithole the fucking house. So, like, every week she was having to possibly clean up. And she kept calling and asking, when can I see my kids? She couldn't have any contact with them. None of that. Which really threw Owen off, But he was at his grandmother's house, and he was pleased with that. So it wasn't that bad. Then they finally show up to her house, and they say, yeah, it's okay. The next week, what happens? They get kicked out of the fucking house.
Oh, Jesus.
And why did they get kicked out of the house? Because the house is a fucking pigsty. Fucking landlord showed up the one day when everybody was out and walked in and saw, like, dog shit, like piles of dog shit everywhere.
Oh, Jesus.
It was just like, that's it. Fucking gave him a week's fucking eviction notice.
Yep.
So instantly, I got the kids. I take her to fucking court and, go for the emergency custody. And next thing I know, I get awarded emergency custody. And she's like, I don't know why you did that. You didn't have to go through the courts. And I'm like, I'm just covering my ass, sweetheart. Because for all I know, I'm like, you could be like, oh, you fucking took the kids. I'm not like that. And I'm like, yeah, we'll see. So
and a lot of it is, it's not about what you can say. It's about what you can prove.
Yep. So
on paper.
Yep. So then I went to, domestic services and had to have child support drawn up. And, dude, $91 is all she had to fucking pay with $10 fucking, or $9 back support. So it was $100 is how much it came out to.
Yeah.
She never paid a fucking dime of it. Still has yet to pay a dime of it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is a goddamn joke.
Yeah.
So then the next thing I fucking know, she's flipping out because I've taken her to fucking court. I'm like, well, when I did the custody thing, I had to take you for child support.
Mm-hmm.
So before we move, I'm like, you know what? She said, she was like, I'm not going to let you fucking move down there. Da, da, da. I'm like, you know what? All right, fine. We'll settle this one way or another. So I take her to fucking, we end up having a hearing for, domestic relations or whatever the hell it was for that shit. And she starts pitching a fit in the supervisor's meeting. Like, all it was a meeting. And she's like, and the lady's like, do you want to take it to magistrate? Because we can take it to magistrate. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to take it to magistrate. I'm like, all right, she's like, just a heads up, it's going to cost you. She's like, whatever, I don't freaking care. I'm like, all right, fine. So we go in front of the judge. I have everything nicely fucking written out. And the judge is like, okay, it's a she. And I'm going, I'm getting screwed because in Pennsylvania, dads don't get custody. Dads don't get support.
No, not where I come from. Well,
where
I come from, there is no such thing as solo custody. Like,
yeah, same here. There's no such thing as solo.
Unless I'm on drugs.
The only way.
If I was on drugs, they would take my kid away from me. If she was on drugs, they take kid away from me. Everything else, well, she has to be able to see the kids, and she's doing no good for the kid.
Well,
you understand. You understand.
Yeah, well, see, that's how they feel in Pennsylvania. There's no such thing as sole custody.
Mm-hmm.
You have primary custody, and she has temporary custody. that's how they were doing it. I'm like, all right, whatever. I really don't care. Well, going in, and I'm like, just a heads up. I'm like, I was like, in the 6 months that I have had my kids, or I had them for, God, we had them for a year. I was like, in the year that we've had the kids, she's seen the kids twice. I was like, and there was a 6-month time frame where she didn't call at all to say hi. That's how I started it off. Then the judge is like, is there anything else? I'm like, yes, there is still a pending child and youth services thing going against her for the sheer fact that the kids were taken away on this date from this time to this time. And she's like, that is full of it. And the judge, like, the lady fucking smacks the gavel, and she's like, Miss Jane, one more outburst like that, and I will have you filed in contempt. I was like, ooh, yes, I'm going to win. So then it comes down to everything, and finally, man, like this laundry list of everything that's going on. And the judge finally at the end, she's like, I'm deeming Mr. Harrington full primary custody. Miss Jane can have, her temporary custody. And when the kids do come to see her, she has to have her own house. The kids have to have their own bedrooms. She has to have a working car and her license. And she has to have a phone line. And a job. Now, does that sound like a hard thing to have?
Nope.
No, that sounds like adult life.
Yeah. Her remark to that was, it's impossible for me to have that. I went, excuse me?
Wow.
The judge just looked at her and she goes, I'm going to tell you this. I think it's time that you grew up and you actually acted like a parent then. If you cannot do that, you probably won't see your kids. Because he is moving to Florida and I am allowing this. And her jaw just hit the fucking ground like, this is bullshit. And she's like, bang, contempt. I was like, yes. Yes. I'm out of here. I was like, dude, like she muttered, this is bullshit under her breath. The fucking judge heard it and fucking rocked the gavel. I was like, yes, bitch is coming to jail for the night.
See, me and my ex, we never made it to a judge. Here's what pissed me off, okay? I was paying for a lawyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where the lawyers are down there, but here, I had to give the lawyer $2,500 retainer before the lawyer, and it's more now. But back then, it was $2,500 before the lawyer would even say hi to me in the hallway. Okay?
Yep.
So, $2,500. She gets something called legal aid because she made enough money to qualify for a court-appointed lawyer, I guess you could say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, between the lawyers, they get together, and I told my lawyer, I'm like, no, I want to go straight to a judge. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I don't want to argue with her. I don't want to fuck around. I just want it done. I'll roll the dice. I'll take my chances. If for some stupid reason the judge says she's a better fit, then I played my hand and lost, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the judge didn't want to see us. They wanted to go through fucking, mediation first.
Yeah, they always want to go through mediation.
So we tried that. And so you have my lawyer at $400 a fucking hour, her lawyer at whatever her lawyer's making, but she don't care. She just not paying, right? We go through a few of these sessions, and we literally got nothing solved on either side. So I said to my ex, I said, you want to go for a smoke? I said, okay. We go for a smoke, and I said, okay, I know you're not paying for your lawyer out of pocket, but I'm paying for mine, and surely to fuck, you could see that these two ladies, because both lawyers were ladies, are literally just trying to soak this for as much money they can get out of it. She said, yeah. And so I said, let's... And we kind of struck a deal right then and there. We came up with it. We walked back in, and we're like, it was like a 10-minute smoke break. We walked back in and said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And, like, that's what I had to do, because it fucking ended up costing me $4,000 in total after it was all said and done. And they did absolutely fuck all.
Mm-hmm. See, this is why I didn't go after the lawyer.
Figured it out in 10 minutes.
Yep. This is why I didn't get a lawyer, because I knew right off the bat, I knew if I got a lawyer, they're going to dick around, they're going to do this. Because one of my buddies did the same thing, and the kid was testing positive for marijuana, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? He still went with mom.
Yeah.
So after it came down to $70,000 is how much he ended up paying by the time everything was done. I'm like, yeah, not happening. No way in hell. I'll file.
And same thing. I've known people, they've gone through $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, 5, 6. Well, and when the last fight we started, my kid was 6, right? And they were fighting 5, 6, 7-year battles. So I'm like, okay, well, let's say average 6 years. My kid's already 6. You know, my kid will be 12 by the time I'm done this, and by 12, she's old enough to
Pick who she wants to live with.
Yeah, like legally, she's old enough to. So we came up with a plan that basically it's a 50-50 deal, and my kid, and it's a 50-50 deal, and we decided it till she was 16. After she's 16, the kid can literally do whatever the fuck she wants, for lack of a better term, right? And by then she'll probably hate us and fucking move to Vancouver to go to art school anyway, but. Because that is my kid. My kid has this streak. She is one of the most loving, nicest kids you'll ever meet. And I mean that sincerely.
But she can be vindictive as fuck.
If you stand in her way, you know, the first thing she'll try and do is she'll try and suck up, right, and be nice to you and get you to agree. And you say no. Then she'll try and go around you. And if that doesn't work, she will fucking blast right through you. Like she is how do I put it? When she comes up to me and says, "Dad, I started smoking because of peer pressure." Peer pressure. I will look her in the eye and say, "Bullshit. It was your fucking idea." Cuz she don't do peer pressure. She don't care. You know, it's the thing I admire about her the most is she is a very I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, you know what? That's how my daughter is as well.
Yeah.
And
it's the thing I'm scared of the most because she's going to do it her way.
But you know what though? Like as a parent, at certain points, it sounds messed up. You almost have to let them fall on their face so that they can actually experience it. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, was pulling some of her bullshit, and this is when Child Youth Services, DHS down here, Department of Health and Family, or whatever the hell it is, came into my fucking house, and I asked why, and they're like, well, we were told that your daughter at school said that you beat her on a daily basis. I went, oh, do I? As I'm like, you know, barely walking into the house using a walker because I'm in so much pain.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I need my painkillers. I'm like, just let me get that. So finally got that. And they kick in, and I was like, let me explain something to you guys. And he goes, I'll stop you right there. He goes, I'm calling bullshit. He goes, 9 times out of 10? I was like, yeah, he goes, we get these phone calls, and they're usually fake. He goes, first of all, I've already looked over your whole entire daughter. There's no bruise anywhere. Okay? I'm like, all right. He goes, second of all, you don't look like you have any energy to be even doing. He's like, you have barely enough energy to stand here and talk to us, let alone fucking beat. He's like, let alone then beat the crap out of her on a daily basis. I said, you know what it is? She's pissed off because I've literally taken everything away because she's mouthing off at school. And he goes, that's what I kind of figured. He's like, you know, there's always something that triggers it, and she, you know, and shit like that. So she tried to throw me under the bus, and she realized what fucking happened. And then, like, she didn't think about her actions because, like, Jordan was pissed off, Ellen was angry at her, everything. Like, her siblings were pissed, and she finally, like, we had a family meeting, and I was like, do you understand why they're angry? And she goes, no, not really. I said, the action that you pulled could have had all of the kids taken away.
Yeah.
Not just you. I was like, and do you think you were going to live with your grandparents, Nanny and Papa? And she's like, well, kinda. And I said, well, here's the funny thing. There's no room for you there. They would actually throw you into foster care here.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, are you serious? I said, yeah. I said, they don't have a bedroom. You can't sleep on the couch. Yeah, I was like, they don't have I was like, they don't even live in the same school district. That has nothing to do with it. I was like, but there's no way in hell that you would be moving into there. I was like, they can't send you back up to your mom because nobody knows where she lives. I was like, and then on top of that, I was like, they would put you into foster care and put all the other kids in foster care.
Yep.
And once she realized that, she was like, I'm never doing that one again.
And, you know, kids need, like you say, that, I mean, I'm an atheist, say what you want about it, but they need that come to Jesus reality check. Like, I don't know.
They need the fear of God.
Yeah, for lack of, yeah, exactly. Now, when you say kids need to fall flat on their face, I thought that was the way my kid was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cobra muted for a sneeze.
Yep.
It was the funniest sneeze I've ever seen because there was no fucking... Anyway.
Hold on, Palpatine just said, you guys do me a huge favor. Sure, what do you need, Palpatine?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I figured I'd mute instead of, sneezing and having
I'll tell my story while he's getting back to you.
blowing out eardrums.
Yeah. No, they...
No, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We had an end table set up between a futon and a couch at the place we were living, right? And she thought it was this great game. She would climb up on the end table, jump onto the futon. Like, kick her feet out, land on her back.
Mm-hmm.
Jump up, like, do it again onto the couch, and then the futon, and then the couch. And I said, you know what? She was like 4 or 5, maybe 3, 2 or 3. I can't remember.
4 or
how old
5,
she
maybe
was.
3.
Yeah, I actually, now that we're telling this story, I have no idea how old she was. But, same thing. I'm just going to let this go, and when she hurts herself, she's going to learn something, right? Well, the futon has those steel arms, right? It's your standard fucking cheap-ass IKEA futon, right?
At least it was metal, because mine used to be wood.
Oh, yeah, well, this was rounded metal, so, I mean, that probably helped out a bit. She kicked her feet out, and the back of her head just bang right on that. Like, it hurt just watching it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in fucking militant dad mode. She's going to learn something.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts crying, and she looks at me, and I said, don't come crying to me. I told you to stop. And she cried for about another 30, maybe 60 seconds. And that little shit gets back up on the fucking coffee table and jumps onto the couch.
You know what that's
Gets back
called?
up onto the coffee table, jumps onto the futon again. I'm like, oh. And I just walked away. I just waited for the thud. Never heard another thud. I'm like,
Don't take this the wrong way, but that's called natural selection.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
when they're younger,
the
when
thing that pisses me off is, you know what she learned from that?
what? Not to fucking have her head back?
Yeah, she learned how to jump far enough to not hurt herself. That's the only thing she fucking learned.
Well, here's the thing. I'm talking. Okay, not at that young of an age. I'm talking about once they get a little bit older.
Yeah.
Once they hit like the fucking preteen bullshit.
Yeah.
On up. Like my daughter's 13, and I told her flat out, I was like, I'm not going to help you out with any schoolwork. I said, because you don't fucking ask for it. So when you fail, like she did this marking period, I'm going to look at you and go, I told you so. Now, if you want my help for next school year, then let me know. I have no problem helping you out. So I will work with you all summer long while I can. And she goes, really? I said, yeah. I said, but you have to ask. I said, and you don't. I was like, there's no communication between you and I. You don't ask me for shit. You just figure, oh, I'm going to do it myself. I said, and when you do it yourself, where's that end leave you? And she's like, she's really bad at math. So I'm literally going to take it back to the basics, bring it all the way to first grade math, and we're going to work from there. And I said, you know what works out really good about this? And she goes, what? I was like, Owen is having issues in math as well. He's going into 5th grade. I was like, so, we'll be able to work with him with everything as well.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. I'm like, so we can all get involved. I said, Mom needs to brush up on her math because she's going back in and having to do another math course. Yep. And she's like, oh, okay. So we're, I'm making it like a fun family thing now. But dude, like, she failed she gets pissed off, and when she gets mad, she just walks away from it. I said, unfortunately, when it comes to school, Haley, I said, you're there to learn. You're not there to tell the teachers to piss off.
Well, and they learn life skills too. Because I mean, like, when you work for a living, because we've all been there.
Yep.
Just because your boss is an idiot doesn't mean you don't have to do what he says, right?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Or she.
That's the thing I've been explaining to the kids. I said, look, guys. I said, you got to understand. I said, a lot of this, you're going to school not just to learn, but it also gives you life lessons down the road. I said, now let's say you have a job, and you may hate your boss, you may like your boss, and they want you to do something which is within the guidelines of the job, and you have to do it. I said, either you do it or you get fired. I said, and eventually, over enough times of getting fired, no one's going to want to fucking hire you.
Yep.
I was like, your track record is going to suck.
And we all have to work for a living.
I was like, you know what? I said, I hate being a fucking adult. I said, first of all, if I didn't have cancer, I'd be working. That's the only reason why I'm not working right now. I said it is impossible, physically impossible for me to fucking work any job right now because the pain is way too unbearable, and most jobs don't want you being on any sort of painkillers the whole time you're there.
Yeah.
And I said, and then on top of that, I'm pretty
Come
sure
drive bus with me. It'll be amazing.
yeah, I was like, and then on top of that, I'm pretty sure they don't want me taking off of work for a week every other week because I have chemotherapy. I was like, but let's just put it this way. I was like, let me explain to you how much I hated my last boss. He was a cocksucker. I was 10 times smarter than him, and I could have done it. I was doing his job where he wasn't. Like, I made the schedule. I was running over fucking sales. I was making sure everything was running. Like all the managers were when it was our shift. He couldn't do that. He would just go sit in the back, dick around on a computer, and not help customers out. On top of that, I was helping customers out and making sure everything was running right, Mm-hmm. So finally,
I had a boss like that, and I was making a shitload of money. All he would do was shit on me.
Yeah.
But he's the one I was the only one keeping that place afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, and joke's on me, the place ended up shutting down. But he moved off to a different branch in a bigger city that was massively successful and just about ran that place into the fucking ground.
Mm-hmm.
These are the type of people who know how to play the game and become management. It has nothing to do with qualifications. Anyway.
Whoa.
Sorry, you were saying.
Palpatine, follow and retweet this so I may be able to be winning tomorrow's Rocksmith DLC.
Oh, yeah, the Rocksmith DLC. Yeah,
I tried going to that link and it said, sorry, that page doesn't exist.
He said you got to put the TTP : bullshit in front of it.
DM me whatever link and I'll fucking do what I gotta do. Fucking A. See, the thing is, and my wife didn't 100% agree with this, but my kid does good in school. Not great, good in school. She gets like a solid B's, right? And that's with her not giving a fuck and not trying, right? And right now she's in trouble and she owes me a couple of A's because she got a couple of F's. And they weren't, I didn't study F's. They were straight up, I don't give a fuck about this test F's.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's got some electronics. I took all three of them away and I said, I took her tablet, her iPod, and her Xbox 360, my old 360, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if you want these back, you have to give me 3 A's. That's just the way it is, right? But the one day, my wife didn't 100% agree with this, I don't think, and I know my ex would have hated me for it, but me and my ex are both high school dropouts. And there was a lot of years of a lot of shitty jobs and a lot of pain being a high school dropout. And my kid's not stupid. She understands the real world, so I laid it out for her. I said, I didn't finish school. This is what my life was like. Your mom didn't finish school. This is what her life was like. We're doing okay now, but it took a lot of time and harder work than it should have been to get where we are. And we're not doing great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know what collar we are because I don't understand it. I think we're blue collar.
You're blue collar.
Like
do you sit in
we're
the
lower
office
middle class.
What? Okay, so you have a blue collar job? Unless you're sitting in an office behind a desk all day, that's white collar.
See, I had a white collar job, but I make more at my blue collar job.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like if you take the average wage in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
I'm lower middle class. Is
Mhm.
pretty sure what I am.
That's
Right?
pretty much me.
Yeah, lower middle class, right? We're not poor. We're not in the lower class.
Actually, we are considered lower caste. Like I'm considered piss poor.
I'm how do I put it? I don't say it with an ego or to brag or anything, but my wife drives a $20,000 fucking truck,
Mm-hmm.
$25,000 truck, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't claim like I can't sit here and say I'm poor when the side of the truck says Denali. You know what I mean?
Okay, let's put it this way. My car is a $25,000 car.
Mm-hmm.
I have a house, but since the house is paid off, the car is just about paid off, and everything else, just a heads up, I am still considered to be poor because of our income and how much we make.
Disposable income or excess income or whatever they call it, above your bills type shit.
Including bills and everything else, I am literally like how can I put it? My wife works part-time.
Yep.
I'm on disability.
Yep.
I will, like I've said before, flat out say how much, like, we make under what what the average, like they're like, oh, the average income in the average family income of two people with 6 kids in the United States would be like $50,000. Well, let me just say that I'm like $20,000 or $30 to $40,000 below that. I'm literally piss poor. But here's the fucked up thing: since the house is paid for, the car is just about paid for. And everything else, the only thing I have to worry about is my trash, my electric, and my internet and TV. So when it comes down to it, we can pay all our shit and still have extra money and go out and do all this shit and still buy stuff, which is absolutely hilarious. But if you went on paper, you'd be like, how the fuck are you getting by?
Well, I've always said I can smoke and drink. And those are the last things I pay for. I make sure everything else is paid for. Food in the fridge, bills, yada, yada, yada are paid for. If I could smoke and drink, I'm not hurting. But it's not a glory. Like, I look up the average, I just looked it up, average income after tax by economic family types, and we're making less than that for married couples. But, like I say, we're not hurting by any means. And I forgot why income came up. Oh, no. I told my kid exactly what high school dropout life was like. What life is like without a diploma. And I was graphic. I told her about the days we couldn't afford shit. I told her about if it wasn't for my ex-mother-in-law, she wouldn't have had diapers every day. And shit like that. And my wife said I was a little harsh, but I gauged it as this way. My kid can handle that shit. She can understand what I'm saying. And I'm hoping she can learn a fucking life lesson from it, because you got to do school.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
School. When you go to work, you got to work. Now, every job's important. Some pay more, some pay less. We talked about this with the Subway thing.
Yep.
Fuck Subway. But fucking hate Subway. When my daughter comes home and says, yeah, Dad, I got a job. Oh, where'd you get a job? Subway. You're out?
Now, here's the funny thing. To teach my kids a lesson about food, because they were stealing, they were sneaking food from us. And I'm like, I don't fucking know why.
Treats, right? Yeah.
I'm like, fucking ask me and I'll fucking give you a fucking snack. So I looked at the kids and said, all right, now here's what I'm going to do with the both of you. They're like, what? I'm like, let's say you get your house or get your own apartment and you're working your job and all this other jazz. They're like, okay. I'm like, now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you $50. And they're like, okay. I'm like, and you have to plan out meals for the whole entire week with $50. I said, and it's just for you. So I gave them both $50 in real life. And they had to go food shopping and had to plan everything. Yeah, both of them were done. Their food lasted 2 days.
Yep.
And they looked at me, and then I went out with $50 and made meals and showed them. And they're like, how the hell did you get $50 and make it last that long? I said, you got to think about it, guys. And they're like, okay. I'm like, gallon of milk, thing of cereal. They're like, okay. I'm like, lunch meat, bread. And they're like, okay. I'm like, and then you got to find certain other things for dinner. They're like, all right. I'm like, by the time you're done, because I spent $25 by the time I was already done with the breakfast and the lunches for the week. I'm like, you have $25 for dinners for the rest of the week. Got to figure it out somehow. And they're like, and I'm like, and ramen's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
And they just went
craft dinner, shit like that.
And they looked at me and they're like, holy hell, Dad. I said, look, I've been poor. I've been homeless. And I was like, I can make that dollar stretch like a son of a bitch. I said, here's the thing. You guys are going to have to once you guys move out on your own. Because I'm not going to be paying for your groceries. I'm not going to be paying for your fucking food. I'm not going to buy this. I'm not going to buy that. You're on your own. I said, you got to understand this. I was booted out of my house at the age of 16. I was on my own then.
Yep.
And my dad said it's a life lesson. I was booted out for a whole summer. So I could understand how to actually make sure to live my life and everything else. Here's the thing. My dad was booted out at the same age. At the age of 16, my grandfather dropped him off in Florida and said, see you, bye.
Yep.
Said you figure out what you got to do.
I did the same thing. 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, had the world by the ass, and working at Walmart.
Hey, money's
making
money.
the big money. And yeah, same thing. Now, I learned the lesson wrong, whereas I learned how to cheap out on food and smoke and drink.
Yeah, same.
But
here.
I learned, like, how do I put it? Like, when I was 19, I was one of those king for the weekends. You know, you get $1,000 check, you'd spend $600 over it in the bar the first night.
Yep.
You know, and that's what I did. But at the same time, I knew I couldn't spend the other $400 because that had to go for other shit. That had to go for the grown-up shit, right?
Yeah, I always knew how much money I had and then how much money I could play with.
Yeah.
And I put shit in envelopes, which is really weird. Because, like, let's say I get
I did that once, yeah.
like my electric bill, and I got paid weekly. Let's say my electric bill was like $100. So each week I'd put $25 from the paycheck into that, and then into another envelope for, you know, cable, and then, you know, for rent. And by the time I was done, I'd probably have about $600-700. Now you figure, being the, you know, and then I would have to go food shopping. My food shopping consisted of pretty much what I said: getting bologna, getting cheese, getting mustard, and getting bread. That was my fucking lunch for the fucking week. Breakfast.
Bought a case of Kraft Dinner, yep.
Yeah, and then for dinner it was like either mac and cheese or ramen noodles.
Yep. I used to sometimes, because there were a couple cheap pizza places in town, if I bought 2 extra large pizzas for a 2-for-1, was about the same price as a case of Kraft Dinner, and that was food for about 3 or 4 days.
Yep. Oh hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
You learn to adapt to your situation. I think the biggest issue is nowadays, kids will never fucking do that. Will never know how to fucking do that.
And you know what they say about us, and this is kind of where I'm getting, me and my buddy, we've had talks about this, because we always, I'm not going to say joke about, but we talk about zombie apocalypse, we'll say, right? And it's like, we are the generation where, generally speaking, food comes from the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I know enough now, and 5 years ago I didn't. I know enough now that if my ammo is full enough, I can eat. I can go kill and do whatever I need to do with my food, but it's rare. I'm not normal. Normal people, like the average, however you want to say it, they don't know how
to do that. No, I completely agree. I'm one of the few
I can
people
take a shotgun, kill a couple prairie chickens, and do what I need to do to make food out of that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, that's one of the things my dad always taught me. Were survival skills as well. He's like, if you have more than enough ammo, and you're stuck out here in the, you know, zombie apocalypse, like, let's say the apocalypse ends up happening.
Yep.
It's every man for himself, and you have no place to fucking live, and you're stuck living in the woods. I'm pretty sure you're gonna, and I know how to make a fucking fire, you know, from flint. We're not even talking about lighter. Fuck the fucking lighter.
Boy Scouts, right?
Boy Scouts, yep.
I was a Boy Scout cooking pancakes on a fucking can, like an empty tin can. I turned that into a stove. I know how to do that.
I got kicked out for eating a brownie.
Oh!
No, I was a Boy Scout.
I love that joke because it's one of like 8 jokes that never get old.
Yep. See, now that's what up, Dan?
Yo. Hey, during zombie apocalypse, I'll tell you right now, there's a bunch of...
You're just going to make eggs with hot dogs.
I can make eggs with hot dogs. I could. First, you gotta kill some fucking pigs to make the fucking hot dogs. But, to be honest, I would probably kill myself if there was any kind of zombie apocalypse. I would not want to live in that kind of world.
You know what? I wouldn't kill myself. I would fucking keep going.
I would do it for evolution.
I would kill myself if I got bit.
You know what?
You know how the people in the movies are all like,
here's the thing, though.
I gotta hang on because we'll find a cure.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing. What happens if you mysteriously turning into a zombie is like the best thing that's ever happened to you?
I'll never know.
You'll never know. I will, because I'm not gonna fucking off myself. I'll wait for that fucking transformation and just see how it is. Because who knows? It could be like, you know, the best thing it's like
the best high you've ever had.
The best high you've ever had. I crack jokes about like
I'm not a zombie, I'm on ecstasy.
Yeah, like I crack jokes about like, you know, being brain dead, like, you know, where my body doesn't fucking do shit. and they want to pull the plug, and I'm like, no, don't pull the plug. Let me enjoy it for a little bit. For all I know, it could be like the best shit in the whole wide world.
See, what I want to put in my will is, you know those crazy people who get their heads cut off and cryogenically frozen?
Mm-hmm.
I want that.
Actually, they usually do the whole body, not just their heads.
Whatever it is,
I want to
that.
cut off their heads.
They don't, Johnny.
How it works.
They don't cut their heads off. They freeze their whole entire body. You're thinking of Futurama, where people just cut their heads.
Yeah. Put me in a tank.
Like
I
when
won't
you're
be
dealing with
helicopter.
cryogenics, most of my knowledge of it is from sci-fi
Walt
TV
Disney.
and movie,
Yeah,
right?
no, dude.
And
No,
there's
like Walt Disney and fucking John Wayne, their whole bodies are frozen.
Well, also Stallone and Man, obviously.
Demolition Man. No, I mean honestly, like in real life, like John Wayne's body's frozen, along with Walt Disney.
yeah.
So
Now, has anybody ever cracked the code? Because I'm sure you've all heard the rumor that the last thing he said was something about killing Jews. Has anybody ever cracked if that's real or just fucking rumors?
I have no clue.
It's probably
The
just
one
like a
rumor
whole
that I was pissed
UFO thing.
off when I learned it was a rumor is somebody said to me, yeah, you know that guy who wrote that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy? He killed himself.
No, he
I
didn't.
Hey,
No, he fucking
No,
didn't.
Bobby
And
McFerrin
Wikipedia
is
told me that.
Bobby McFerrin is alive and well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And
in
that
fact,
was
just the other day. No, go on.
Not because of the story, but because I fell for it.
Yeah.
That's what pissed me off. How's it going, Dan?
Yeah, it's funny.
Pretty good, dude. I just woke up, and to be honest, I was starving like hell, and the only thing I could find in reach to eat was a little Snickers, like bite-sized thing.
Hey, you're not yourself when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers.
Yeah, so I had that. And then I was asked to fix this and fix that, and honestly, I have no idea why they were broken.
No.
It was unbeknownst to me.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Do you always eat hot dogs with eggs?
Not always, but when I do, it's good.
Because that was the first thing about your video. I'm like, it says I made eggs real quick, and you chopped up hot dogs. I'm like, those are not eggs.
Well, it's eggs with weenies.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, see, I had eggs with almost everything, dude. Honestly, eggs and potato, eggs and well, I don't know how I fucking pronounce it in English, but machacal. It's just like little, just dried up meat, whatever. But yeah, dude, I eat eggs with almost fucking anything.
Huh.
I gotta watch how many eggs I eat, because then the house will just die. But egg is like my go-to fucking thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, for breakfast, dude. If I got eggs, I'm like, Hills. Yeah, like at one point for breakfast, of course, I made sure to fucking. It's gonna sound really gay, but I really don't fucking care.
Gay.
Yeah, like I would cook off salami, like the Genoa salami. And, and fucking make a fucking egg sandwich with that. But before I fucking put the salami on the fucking breading or anything, I had to, towel it off with the fucking paper towel, because too much grease in my system, I'll be in pain. It's not even like, my farts will stink. I'll be like, wanting to die, because then that's when I get like the intestinal fucking pains kicking in. And those,
Yeah, I know how that goes.
and those are fucking terrible, dude. I hate intestinal fucking pain. Oh my god, dude.
What I get is, you've heard the phrase golf ball and garden hose, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then I feel like I have a golf ball trying to make it through my garden hose intestines.
Mm-hmm.
And when that makes it to the end of its journey, that's when you're literally like holding the front of the toilet and waving your hat in the air and just trying to stay on for 8 seconds.
That's when you grab.
That's a little bull riding reference for you fucking city
we do
slickers
that
who
when
don't
we want
know
our
what the
food.
fuck a rodeo is.
How can I put this, dude? My buddy, when he had his house built, purposely put oh shit handles on both sides of his
I
fucking
need
toilet.
those sometimes, man.
And somebody was like, "Why do you have oh shit handles?" He's like, "You ever take a shit and you just have to grip something really bad and give it a good push?" I was like, "Dude, I'm coming to your house to drop it, dude."
Yep.
He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because there's a few times where I have to grip the hell out of it," and yeah. And he started cracking up. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "Man," he's like, "Now that you got cancer and shit, He's like, anytime you're done chemo, feel free to come on by. I'm like, yeah, that's not a good idea. He goes, I'm like, I was like, I might melt the sewer lines in your fucking toilet.
You go take a shit at his house, and now he has to sleep at your house.
Pretty much.
They're like, why is it glowing in the dark?
Dude, that's the thing. Like, 2 days, like it's up to 2 to 3 days after chemo, I'm technically no longer radioactive. But like, when anything like that happens, like
I love that phrase.
Well, let's put it this way: like, if I cut my fucking hand, and then I shook your hand and it got into a fucking cut, it could get you sick. That's how bad it is. Yeah, that's how bad fucking chemotherapy is, dude. They don't, like, it's that fucking bad. Like, when that piece of glass hit me in the fucking face, and I bled on the fucking floor, and when, like, blood was everywhere, I was like, don't touch me.
Don't let any ants around it.
And I was
grow 3 times its size.
Like, I looked at him, was like, and do not let any employee touch that blood. And, like, everybody's like, why? I'm like, I just got done doing chemotherapy. I was like literally 4 hours ago, I got done doing chemotherapy. My blood is radioactive right now. I was like, it will make you deathly fucking ill. And the guy...
And for fuck's sakes, keep spiders away from it.
I was like, and for fuck's sakes, can you get me the goddamn first aid kit? They never gave me a first aid kit. They kept handing me paper towels.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, this is how I got like a $300 gift card.
Was it the good kind of papers, or that whole like?
No, it was the
downy
crappy. It was the crappy fucking recycled paper towels.
Oh God.
It's like the one-ply toilet paper, the Scots.
Didn't you get those blue ones, the ones that pick up anything?
Oh, dude.
Do you know what I did at work? Little off topic.
Nothing.
But
Drop
the
the
toilet paper. Well, yeah, I have the app called Poop Salary for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they have the shitty one-ply toilet paper, and when you have my condition of IBS mixed with, we'll call it moderate alcoholism.
Let's just say even with
not
IBS, screw the alcohol stuff. Just with the IBS alone, you need like Charmin,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Oh, I want to get that velour stuff. But anyway,
Soft or rough?
they have rolls of paper towel at work for the public washroom that are much nicer. And my locker is in the bathroom at the shop. I took a fucking roll and I put it in my fucking locker. And when it's time to take a shit, I use the good shit, damn it.
Funny thing, dude, at the welding shop that I was at,
Yep.
and all of us got sick and tired of the fucking one-ply because the owner was such a cheap ass.
Well,
So-
it doesn't fucking do anything.
It doesn't do anything. So first shift, we all fucking each week on payday, everybody would pitch in $5 to get toilet paper.
Yep.
And then over the weekend, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go to fucking Costco or Sam's Club. And usually I had enough to buy like 5 packages of toilet paper. And each person would, like, there was 5 of us there was a group of us that went in on it together. So each person, we fucking cut all the fucking packages open and divvy out the TP and put it in our fucking lockers.
Yeah.
So anytime you were to take a dump, they'd see you open the locker, grab the fucking toilet paper, throw it under the arm, close the locker, lock it up. And
Well,
then,
have you seen the ads for this new shit?
Yeah.
This toilet paper that they call velour?
Yep.
Damn, I want that. Because I get, like, my problem is I'm a fucking retard, number one.
Okay.
I should not be drinking the alcohol I drink,
Uh-huh.
and I should not be eating the spicy food I eat.
Oh, I know.
But I do it anyway.
It
And
is what
that's
it
why
is.
one ply melts in between my hand. No matter how much you bunch up, it melts between my hand and my asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But this velour stuff, like that sounds like wiping your ass with a pillow. That sounds
Dude, that's
great.
kind of how the Charmin Ultra.
Yep.
Oh my lord, man! Because I went from using like I think we were using Continental, which wasn't bad.
Or you're probably like my house. The cheapest toilet paper that was 2-ply, that's what we used that week.
Mm-hmm. That's what we were doing. And then finally, like, I remember my first week of chemo, and I had the chemo shits where I had like liquid fucking radiation come out of my asshole, and I literally sat on the toilet for 6.5 hours just shitting my brains out. And I was like, everything hurts. This toilet paper sucks. So we're in Sam's Club, and I bought 4 fucking packages of the Charmin Ultra.
Yep.
And the first time I wiped, it was like, oh my god. My wife's like, what's the matter with you? I'm like, this feels so comfortable. This is the greatest stuff on God's green. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, I bought Charmin Ultra. And she's like, oh, that shit's expensive. I'm like, not when you go to Sam's Club. And she's like, how much did you pay? I'm like, I paid $15 for a fucking case of this. And she's like, oh, shit. I was like, yeah, because it was costing $20 to get a fucking case of Continental.
Yep.
I was like, and with the fucking...
You got a bunch of little shitters in your house, too, man.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing I had to explain to them. It's no longer 2-ply. They can use, like, 6 sheets, 6 individual shit tickets, and wipe their ass just fine. I said, we don't need a ball on your fucking hand, or a pile that thick to wipe your ass with.
No, because that'll just clog the toilet when you're using good shit.
So that
I know because I've done it.
The
and
kids,
in the words of Rehab, stepped away.
and my kids figured that one out. They're like, okay, cool. So, after that, I remember my dad came over the one time and took a deuce, and he's like, that is the most comfortable toilet paper I've ever used. And I looked at him, I said, well, stop being a cheap ass and getting Scott's 1,000 fucking cheap 1-ply. And he goes, that's not me, that's your mother. I said, well, tell Mom to stop being such a fucking cheap ass and buy this. So he started going to Sam's Club before her. He'd come home with the toilet paper, and she's like, Joseph? And he's like, dear, this is the same price as your stuff, and it's 10 times better. And she tried it, and she's like, ooh, that was kind of comfortable. I'm like, see?
Well, now,
who would have thought the kid with the fucking cancer has toilet paper?
Help me out here. You have 2 girls in total in your house?
In my house? Yeah, well, no, I have 3 because I have the 2 girls, the baby, who's fully potty trained. My
2.5. 2.5.
Not after the shits that come out of that kid.
The thing that I find weird about females, all ages, is how much toilet paper they go through.
Well, you gotta understand.
I know you gotta wipe every time you pee, but
you also gotta understand
that shit off, man.
Just wait till their period kicks in.
Oh God, I'm there. By the way, parenting advice for those of you who don't know: your daughter acting out in school is not because of her period.
Yes.
Because when you say that to, I'm gonna write a book about parenting called "Why I'm in This Wheelchair."
No, you won't.
No, Johnny,
because you'll lose control of your arms first.
Johnny,
that's what I said to her. I said, "Are you acting out because you're on your period?" Fuck! I thought my daughter was gonna kill me.
Now, Johnny, quick question: How long is she? When did she first start getting?
About a year.
About a year. Okay, my daughter was
9.
My daughter was 8 years old.
Oh wow!
When she got her period.
That's early.
I was like, let me put it to you this way: everything has happened early for this fucking kid.
Yeah, I thought 9 was bad.
Okay, she's 13 and in a B cup.
I'm assuming.
My kid's 10 and same deal. She, without getting too graphic, she was a little kid one day, and then next thing you know, it's like we're gonna go buy her a training bra, and then without anybody telling Dad, there was no more training bra 2 weeks later. All of a sudden, it was just and. I almost killed a motherfucker at the mall because I saw the way he looked at my kid. I know those eyes because that's the way I look at other people's kids. But I don't. How do I put it? I know if you don't know my kid, there's no way to tell she's 10. But my baby girl's 10. You look at her like that, I will fucking destroy you.
Let's put it this way: my baby girl is 13 years old and has high school kids. Trying, and I'm like,
My kid's 10, and this kid at her school, because of the way that the school works there, was 14 and hanging out with her.
There was
nobody would introduce me to this kid.
The best.
Nobody.
We were at the mall, right?
Yeah.
Some kid, I hear them behind me. He's like, "Damn, look at that ass on that one." I abruptly turn around and walk and said, "You're gonna come with me real quick, son." I said, "How old are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm 19." I said, "She is 13 years old." He goes, "Sir, I completely apologize." I said, "Good, because the next time I hear those words out of your mouth," I was like, "I'm going to pull every fucking tooth out."
Yeah, and do you know what? To be fair to that kid, not completely fair, but to be fair to that kid, looking at my kid and even other kid in her grade and shit, they did not build them that way when I was that age.
I was going to say, when we were kids,
yeah,
13-year-old girls were flat-chested, barely hitting
Yeah.
puberty, and
I remember a girl. I hope we don't get sued for saying this. Her name was Kristen Smigelski.
yeah, she
In
would
grade
actually.
7, she was the hottest chick in the world, and I'll tell you why. She was the only one that had boobs, and we were 12 and 13.
I gotta put it. Oh God, I gotta tell you. All right, so this chick Trish, I'm not gonna mention her last name,
Yeah, I shouldn't have. Sorry.
but okay. So check this out. From 8th grade, she was ugly.
Yeah.
8th grade had braces, flat-chested, glasses, goofy looking. 9th grade kicks in. Grew tits, lost the braces, got contacts, and a fucking slamming haircut. And I remember the first day of going, who the fuck is that? And my buddy goes, dude, that is Trish. I was like, Trish that I've always, been nice to, and, just because I was being a nice person. They're like, yeah. I'm like, I'll be right back.
Hey, remember how I was nice to you, baby?
Now, dude, we ended up dating for like most of my fucking 9th grade year. 9th and 10th grade year. It was funny as hell. And everybody's like, holy shit, is that Trish? I went, yeah. They're like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, puberty kicked in over the summer and she got so lammin' hot. Like, had a body that wouldn't fucking quit, dude. I mean, fucking nice fucking firm ass, the nice firm fucking B-tip booties.
Yeah.
And I remember I was the first one to bust that fucking cherry, and holy shit, dude.
I've never done that. I have never popped a cherry.
I have popped numerous fucking cherries.
I always, how do I put it? I always preferred a girl who knew what she was doing.
Same here, but let's put it this way: when you're in high school, or when you're you're 15 years old, it's kind of like, well, slim pickings. I'm not exactly gonna pull me off a fucking high school girl. That's, well, maybe I can.
You're not getting a new model.
But I'm not. Yeah, fuck it. I will definitely go after the fucking virgin and.
Well, no, the weird thing about where I live is I was 14 when I started, when I popped my cherry, right?
No, when I popped my cherry, I was 12.
Well, I was 14, and here I was a late bloomer. Now, this scares the living fuck out of me because my daughter is rapidly approaching. And the story you've just told is great, except that now we're old enough to be the dads.
Yeah, oh, dude, it scares the hell out of me.
And, because, I mean, some people, like, my kid's got friends her same age, and my kid, she's respectful, but, like, okay, they saw a chick, right? And she was dressed like a fucking slut, right? And my kid knows she shouldn't say slut, and she was talking to this other kid, and it's like, she's dressed like an SLUT. Now, this other kid's mom, like, goes off the handle, and I'm like, well, no, I've had to talk to my kid about shit that no dad should ever have to talk to their kid about at the age of 9 and 10. Because, let's get down to brass tacks, other parents out there. If you're not talking to your kid about real world shit like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, who is?
Yeah, I know.
Because they'll get curious at a certain age, they'll start asking questions, and if you're not there to answer them, somebody else will.
Well, here's the
blame the MTV.
Yeah.
You know what? I honestly blame the fucking parenting on that one, along with, like, when it comes down to it, I blame, like, for how the kids are, like, I'm gonna say probably about, like, anywhere from 15 to even, like, 20.
Yeah.
These kids, I really want to find their parents and punch them all right in the fucking dick and cunts.
Yeah.
Because these kids nowadays, like, I'm looking at some of these kids in the middle school. We'll go down to 13, 12, 13 years old. These kids are walking around with a brand new iPhone, brand new fucking, whatever. And you know what? Mommy and daddy gave it to them. Everything's fucking handed to them. And, they're these fucking inconsiderate fucks that just don't care and want everything given to them.
Well, what I told my kid, and I think this was probably one of my best parenting moments I've had.
Finer moments.
Because she's been asking me for a phone for a year, and I said to her, what good is a phone to you? She's like, what do you mean? I said, you can't pay the bill.
Yep.
All you could do is sit there and stare at your phone. Now, because labor laws say 12 here, right? I say, when you're 12 years old, if you want a phone, and you go get a job so that you can pay the bill, I'll get the phone. I'll pick up the tab on the phone, but you got to pay the monthly bill. You've got to work at a job and give me X amount a month. If you don't give me X amount a month, I'm taking the phone back. If you quit or get fired from that job and do not have another job, I'm taking the phone back. You know, I'll give her a grace period because if she's looking for another job, right? But
definitely.
But, you know, as soon as, you know, payday comes and I don't have my money, give me the phone.
Yep.
Then I said to her, I will buy you phones all the way up until you're 18, you know, every 2 years, because that's the way Canadian contracts work now, right? But you got to pay the monthly bill. Otherwise, Dad's got another phone.
do they have prepaid up there?
Yeah.
You're better off telling her to do the prepaid deal, because you know what? Then you don't have to worry about shit. The fucking phone comes free with it, and if she wants the phone herself, wants a better phone, she's got to work for that.
Yep.
Like, here's what I've told my kids. If they want a phone, 1, they need to get a fucking job.
Yep.
2, I will not pay for anything for that phone. So you want that phone bad enough, you're going to have to get that brand spanking new awesome phone, or you can deal with what they give you.
Yep.
And if you deal with what they give you, then you go with the whole paying the monthly bill.
Yep.
And I explained to Haley, and I explained to Jordan, I said, you can go one of 2 ways. I said, Metro PCS is probably one of the cheapest for $25 unlimited text and talk.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, if you want to get the picture messages and all that other jazz and the internet, I was like, that's $40 a month. I was like, then you can pick there's a lot of companies out there where you can do all that, you know? I said, but here's the thing. I am not paying for any of that. You want that iPhone that badly? You're going to save up the money for the iPhone. I said, I am not paying for that. Why should I pay for something that you guys will destroy my credit on? I said, you want a car? I said, you can buy a car yourself.
Well,
no. And then,
I'm with you. See, I've got the white trash parking lot out back of my house.
Uh-huh.
So if you want a car, yeah, here it is. This car is going to cost about $500 to get on the road. That truck's going to cost $1,000, and that one's probably going to cost about $2,000. So take your pick. Mm-hmm. Either way, it's not a free vehicle for you, because you know. And when it breaks down, here's the number of the mechanic I use.
Yep.
Right? Like I said, we're a little different on the phone, not by much though. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, this is where I get the views. Dad gets the phone back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pick the name Dustin. I don't know why. And I'm going to say, this phone just got a text from Dustin saying, are you blah, 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 blah. I'm going to text him back, I fucking hate you.
Here's the thing, don't ever do that.
No, and I wouldn't actually do it, but it's just to fuck with my kid, right?
Mm-hmm. But you know why you never do that?
Cyberbullying?
No. Your kid, if she's anything like mine and just as vindictive, will make your life a living hell for that one.
I know.
This is why I know how far I can go with certain things. Now, I've already told Haley when she starts going out on dates, 1, I have to meet the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I will drive them to where they want to go.
Yep.
I said, your boyfriend will not pick you up in any way, shape, or form. I said, unless you were 16 years old, and he is the same age, and he has his license, I will, I was like, first of all, 1, I personally want his fucking license, and I want to look at it.
Yep.
And she's just like, okay. I was like, and 2, I was like, I have to meet him. And if he's respectful enough and everything else, sure, I'll let him take you out.
See, and like I said, I just watched the movie Fear. And you remember what that movie's about, right?
Yep. Crazy fucking psycho boyfriend.
And, well, and the thing is I can say, because I was tweeting about it, I was getting all nostalgic last night, I don't think they could make a movie like that today.
No, nowadays
they would puss out and it wouldn't be as dramatic, but at the same time, part of me wants to make my kid watch that before she goes on her first date. Mm-hmm. Be like, see? This is what they could turn into.
See, now here's
that was based on a true story, by the way.
Yeah, based on a true story.
Now here's the funny thing.
I don't put it there anymore, though.
We just got done hunting, and this is all freak fucking accident. He didn't know his daughter was going out on a date. His daughter is 16 years old, and he's not an asshole, you know. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And you know, we've known each other pretty much since we were like 2, and we just got back from hunting, and we're all cleaning the guns, and pretty much I'm covered just about head to toe in blood, and so is he, because we had to gut everything, and instead of using paper towels, we were just like, whatever, you know, wipe your fucking hands off.
Yeah, that's why you have hunting clothes.
Yeah, that's why you have hunting clothes. So, you know, and the worst was like, with his, he was probably like, the bullet fucking nicked the fucking artery too, so it was spraying everywhere on the fucking deer that he fucking got. So like when he went up, dude, he fucking put like, with his handgun, put a fucking another one like right in the fucking neck, and it killed it. But he had like blood that streaked right up the side of his fucking face. I had a smear mark on my fucking cheek. We get out, you know, and get out of his truck and pull the fucking deer out, and they're fucking hanging out back. And, you know, we're not even thinking about anything. We're just cleaning the guns at that point. Like, fuck it. Let me fucking start cleaning. So we're cleaning the guns. We're sitting in his man cave pretty much. And I remember his daughter coming in. And this is probably about 7 o'clock at night. And she's like, Daddy, can you guys clean up a little bit? I'm bringing my boyfriend in. Or the guy. She's like, I'm bringing the guy that I'm going out on a date on. And he's like, oh, sweet. I always wanted to meet him. And she's like, yeah, I know, you know, but he's very laid back, and so is she, you know. And she's like, okay. So he comes walking through the door, and the first person he sees is me, in a short sleeve fucking camo shirt, the fucking hat, blood smeared on my fucking face, the fucking tattoos and everything, and I'm carrying my fucking rifle. And he just is like, and I was like, dude, have a seat right in there, man. Go ahead, feel free to sit down. Yes, sir. And I'm like, yo, Mike, I was like, your daughter's boyfriend's in on the couch, you know, if you want to talk to him and shit. And he's like, yeah, sure. So, like, I'm standing there BSing with him. And I was like, you know, his daughter, Marissa, I was like, Marissa, I'd give you a hug, but I'm kind of, and she's like, oh, that's no problem, Uncle Brett. Like, that's how long we, you know, his kid. This kid is wide-eyed. I mean, like, white knuckle in the fucking chair.
Your dad and his friends are fucking Indians, man.
And you know, Mike's like, dude, why are you so tense? And he's like, well, there's guns here, and
why are you so serious?
He's like, you know, he's like, he goes, no offense, sir, but he's covered in blood, and you've got some like right here. And you could tell he was like stuttering over his words, and he's like, "Oh, we're avid hunters. We just got back from deer hunting." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, you know, if you
and by deer we mean ex-boyfriends.
You know, and he's like, you know, he goes, if you want, he's like, you can check them out. They're out back, and that's what kind of lightened the mood. The kid's like, "Oh, I go hunting every now and then too." What the fuck are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like trying to eat right now. Trying to be quiet about it.
All right, well then mute your mic real quick.
All right, do it for me because my computer's behind me. Mute me.
Okay.
So we all know the Rangers aren't going to win the cup, right?
Yeah, horse shit. They're not going to fucking win. But anyways,
they're not going to win.
Okay,
LA's got this.
All right, we're gonna put something on it.
What do you got?
A mason jar.
How much? All right. You know you have buy Johnny a beer.
Yep.
I'll buy you a fucking beer. If not, you fucking donate the same amount that it would cost for the fucking drink. A Four Loko.
Sam's Club price. Though.
Four Locos, about $6 Canadian. All right, where's it going? Going to you?
Yeah, to me.
Okay. So we'll say it's a $6 Canadian or American because we're close enough.
Yep.
Bet that the Rangers will not win the Stanley Cup.
I'm saying they will win.
Okay.
Okay. Good enough. Either way, Johnny gets a drink.
bit.ly/buy Johnny a drink.
Yep. Already.
You want my honest opinion? I'm going to take Johnny's side on this.
I think the Rangers will fucking get it. That's just me personally.
Wait.
He wanted them to play the Hawks because it would have been fucking easier.
See, when they got to the Final Four, Montreal, New York, Chicago, LA, I was just sitting there going, like, the West has got this.
That's what everybody thinks. That's what like the whole world thinks, except for Bruins fans and even the Devils are like kind of supporting us.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like,
They were supporting us against Montreal. I don't know about now.
I'll put it to you this way.
Nobody likes.
I'll put it to you this way.
And I wasn't supporting Montreal.
I didn't think the Rangers were going to be able to take it against Montreal. To be honest with you, I did not, because the way Montreal was fucking playing.
I didn't either. Honestly, I didn't either until Price got hurt. Then I was like, we have a fighting chance.
That's what's gonna suck, because I fucking hate Carey Price, right? And I honestly, for a split second there, when Price was out, that was the only moment. I'm not going to say I was cheering for Montreal, but I would love it if Montreal won. Like,
because then they could show that they did it without him.
All the way to the cup, won the cup without Carey Price, and then never won a cup again with Carey Price as their goalie. Because, like, if you watch CBC, Hockey Night in Canada, the Canadian announcers, like, they just suck Montreal's dick
every fucking time. So,
but that's where the ratings are, right? Because Quebec's our biggest fucking province, and Habs fans are from one coast to the other. But like, I mean, I think Montreal would have lost it in 4 if they beat the Rangers. Like, I think this is going to be an interesting series.
I think it's going to go 7 games, to be honest.
I think it's going to go 7.
I think it's going to go 6.
I'll go 6 or 7.
I go 6. LA, unfortunately, winning in New York.
I give it 7 games, or I give it 3 overtimes in total. Because overtime is so fucking fickle, right?
Yeah.
But I predict
it could be 5 minutes, it could be 60.
Yeah, it could be fucking 30 seconds or like 2.5 minutes. Look at the fucking LA.
And it can be a stupid fucking bounce in overtime.
Oh, yeah, shit, dude.
Which is what changes everything.
Here's the thing. Look at the Hawks game 1 against the Bruins last year in triple fucking overtime. Off the fucking face-off, dink goes in. You're like, I've watched this many overtime stayed up this one. It
pisses me off. I've missed most of the games because of work. I've listened. Well, see, I've listened to a couple of them on radio.
I hate listening to the games because they get overly hyped.
Oh, I love.
I just don't like the announcers when I listen to games.
I love getting hype about it. Don't get me wrong, but when the fucking puck, crosses the fucking blue line, and it's a 2-on-2, and they're like,
well,
I'm like,
actually, I have noticed, because I've listened to a few different games. To be honest with you, if it's a Canadian radio station, I'm not trying to be racist, but if it's a Canadian radio station, it's worth listening to. American radio stations, I've yet to hear one that I'm really going, wow, they did a good job at calling that game.
Yeah, that's why, like, when it comes to radio, I'm trying to listen to it, because I was trying to listen to it last week. I was listening to Game 5, I think. Yeah, because it was the game in Montreal where we got destroyed. And the announcers just, like, it was American announcers, but there was just, like, a lack of emotion overall. I think it was the same team that was doing the Western Conference on TV. They were doing the Eastern on the radio.
Like, how can I put this? It's like with the World Cup coming up, I'm watching it on all the Spanish channels.
I'm going to watch it on the English channels for Ian Dark, because Ian Dark is amazing.
Because I'll put it to you this way. I can't understand a lick of it, but they get hype as fuck.
Yeah.
For the Latin American teams.
No, dude, even if it's... No.
Well, that's
I haven't watched one that hasn't had a Latin American team in it yet.
Oh my god, I watched one, it was like Germany versus France, and they were going bad shit. They were going, like, it was on the radio. Really? Oh, God, yeah. Do you see, here's a nice thing down here in Florida. We have a lot of Spanish channels on FM. And when it comes to the World Cup, they'll do, like, every game, or any,
they'll do, like, one game on a channel.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, it was, I think it was 2011, and it was the women's I was listening to. And it was like USA versus, I guess, what was their fucking second to last game or whatever? I forget. But it was 2 non-Latin teams, and they were going batshit crazy. Like, like the announcers were going nuts. Everybody said, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Listen to soccer. This is great." And they're like, you understand Spanish? Fuck no.
But they were probably going crazy because, like you said, you're in Florida, so there's a lot of Hispanics that live in America, so they're going hype for the American side.
Oh, no. And, dude, I've listened to games where it was, like, fucking Germany versus France. And
they scream on top of their lungs for every play.
For every play and every goal.
Yeah, like,
oh my god.
They're in it because they love the game.
They love the game. They're not. But okay, real
that's
quick.
why that's like this. I kind of draw the same thing to like when I listen to like personally. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I like Doc, even though he's typically like a Devils announcer. I think during the season, and like then he doubles for NBC for like the rivalry games and then the playoffs. I love Doc's calls. You guys know who I'm talking about, right?
Up here in the Great White North, no, I do not.
Down here in Florida, I have no fucking clue.
Well, okay, then I'll pull this up. You remember?
While you're doing that, real quick, let me finish my story.
All right, go ahead.
Before you finish your story, I have to addend my story. My wife sent me a text about 15 minutes ago that says it was her grandmother. So anybody watching, whatever I was talking about 15 minutes ago, it was her grandmother. I'm done.
Okay. I have no clue what you're talking about. But
Me either, but apparently I'm being corrected.
Okay. So, the kids...
The whole training ball thing?
I don't.
Yeah, probably. So, the kid finally makes it into the fucking house. His wife comes in, gets him something to drink. And, we clean the fucking guns and we move the fucking guns out. And this kid is still sitting there white knuckled. And he's like, occasionally, he's like, we'll wait for Johnny.
Yeah, it's just funny to watch him mouth this stuff. Like, what do you mean? It's too small. Whoa, okay.
Next time, can you please put the cock ring on? I wanted that more than the fucking... I told you to stop putting anal beads in.
You're laughing at me.
The anal beads give me a bigger erection.
I found it here.
Love you
so,
too. All
right, hold on. Hold on.
If you watched Game 6 on NBC, Johnny, I don't know about you.
Johnny's talking to his wife. That's why I said, hold on. God damn, you don't fucking listen.
I'm still talking to my wife, but I'm listening about hockey.
Okay.
Game 6.
All right, go. Game 6.
So if you watch this on NBC, like Johnny, I don't know about you because you're up there, so you probably watched it on CBC. But this is Doc's voice, and this is the call that he made on Lundqvist's like crazy save.
Okay. Oh, I need to click on it.
Click on it.
Sorry.
Sorry about the anal beads.
I can skip this ad in. Oh, I can't skip this ad.
Your ad blocker sucks.
I don't ad block. Now I gotta make sure that my sound's actually coming through my headphones. Like, this is a fucking process you're putting me through here. I hope you appreciate it.
No, I forgot I got everything muted.
Okay, good. That's coming through that. Okay.
I have to open it in a fucking opposite fucking window.
Sky
Nice.
technology.
Mm-hmm. You gotta...
That was
Oh.
a beautiful save.
Yeah, it was. So we're sitting down, right? We get done. He gets done cleaning up. I'm still sitting there in blood-soaked clothes, and this kid is eye fucking the hell out of me. So I lean over. I'm like, "Can I mess with him?" And he
What?
So he goes, "Ask my daughter." So I'm like, "All right." So I walk over to Marissa. I'm like, "Marissa, can I mess with your boy, like the new guy you're going out with?" And she's like, "Just don't make him shit himself." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I know how you are." I was like, "What do you mean, Marissa?" She's like, "Uncle Brett, you have scared the shit out of a few of my boyfriends that like were really looking over their shoulder the whole time and trying to figure out where you were with the gun." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, I threatened, like, one of the kids, I fucking told him flat out. I said, "You touch her in any way that is not appropriate," I was like, "I will be on a rooftop somewhere." I was like, "This is why we made sure that you were going into town."
I have to watch that again.
I was like, "You ever notice that all the rooftops are flat?" Yeah. If you see the glint of the scope, that's probably because you're done.
Nice. Johnny, if you find it, just see if you can find a, because I just want to hear the comparison to the CBC guys, because they couldn't have been that excited because they're so circle jerk.
So
I'd have to go look for it, but
I'd love to hear their call in comparison.
So
that fucking
finally,
save though.
that thing was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
like he gets that excited anytime somebody scores. Like people hate Doc because he's like him and the entire NBC team is really like a circle jerker for the Penguins. But I think it's really just Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre is.
And now
I love
obviously
Pierre.
He's going for the GM job. Oh, don't come to the States to say that. We fucking hate Pierre with all our guts.
The day I love Pierre is, you remember when the ads for the Stanley Cup were, what if Mario wasn't so great, or what if Bobby Hall never flew, and they would play like game-winning shit backwards?
Mm-hmm.
And well, there was a bunch of fucking parodies of that, eh? And one of them was when Pierre got so excited that he hugged, I think it was Glenn Healy. I can't remember who. But they played that in reverse, and it's like, what if Pierre wasn't so creepy? And ever since then, I fucking love the guy. Oh my god.
So I think we hate him. We hate him for one call. Do you remember in I think it was the World Juniors, Canada versus Russia, and Canada scored that really late tying goal to force overtime.
When they lost the game, yeah.
And the first announcer gets like so hyped. He's like, "He scores! Tie game! Can you believe it?" And then Pierre's immediately just like, "I can believe it because blah 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 blah." Like he had no emotion whatsoever.
Oh god, that sounds.
And he rambled for 45 seconds about the save and the score.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And that just caused the entire country down here to just say, "Pierre, fuck you."
Yeah, Eberle scored with like 2 seconds left. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that was it. Eberle scored.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever the first announcer was, I don't know who it was. He was so excited.
Pierre could give two shits.
And Pierre couldn't give a fuck.
And was it Canada Russia or was it Canada States?
It was Canada Russia.
We're talking about juniors.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
what I love about that is instantly Pierre is probably disenfranchised because USA isn't in this game, so who gives a fuck about it?
True. And it's Canada.
Well, I mean, Canada and Russia, that is probably the #1 hockey rivalry out there because it transcends. It comes into the NHL. Anytime that Sid plays against Ovechkin, it's the Canada-Russia rivalry. I can't believe that Canadians love Malkin because, he's Russian. But when that motherfucker goes to the Olympics, we fucking hate the shit out of him. Then he comes back and he's playing next to Sid. Oh, I like Malkin.
Yep. So the kid's sitting there, and I looked at him like, is there an issue? We okay over there? He keeps staring at me. What's the matter? I said, I was like, have you ever skinned a deer? Like, alive? And then put the knife down? And the kid's just like...
I thought you were something stupid, like, have you ever killed a deer alive? Shit.
I was like, have you ever skinned a deer alive? And then just put the knife down, right into the fucking block of wood that was next to me. This kid's like, I'm like, oh, nah, man, I'm just messing with you, too. And this kid's like, oh, my God. I'm like, dude, I was like, are you thirsty? Is there anything I can get you? This kid, he's like, a new pair of underwear? I was like, right away. Dude, I looked at this kid and I said, you'll fit in just fine here, man. No problem.
You just looked at his daughter, just like, sorry, I couldn't adhere to the one rule you set. I couldn't do it.
She smacks me in the arm. She's like, thanks, Uncle Brett. He shit himself. But it was funny as hell. I'm like, I'll be right back. I got to change the clothes in the car. Fucking God, I got to change real quick. I was like, was the blood freaking you out? She's like, yeah, just a little. I'm like, look, dude, when we go out, we're not bringing paper towels. And we're not fucking wiping our hands in the grass and shit. I was like, don't worry about it, man. We ended up taking the kid hunting with us, too. I was like, remember, who's behind you? Her dad. And he's like, oh,
Dick Cheney?
I was like, and that was the funny thing is,
for 5 years before I'd go hunting with my father.
The funny thing is, the dad, my buddy, he goes, don't worry, my shot's better than Dick Cheney's. Because I will take your face off.
Wow.
I was like, oh God.
Because if I have a reason to shoot you, it'll be to kill.
No, but this kid was a good shot too, man. We watched him take a fucking bore out from 250 yards right in the fucking eye.
What was he using?
He was using a 30-06.
Ooh, not bad.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, nice shot. And I was like, what are you rocking? He was like, oh, I'm using a 30-06. I'm like, see, I was like, I give you credit. And he goes, why? I'm like, because you actually had to adjust for bullet drop and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And he
This
looks
guy
at me,
plays Battlefield.
and he goes, and he looks at me and he goes, well, what do you use? I'm like, I use a 7mm. I was like, I don't have to worry about it at 300 yards. I'm like, it'll hit it fucking dead on. And as this boar's running across the fucking field, I'm like, watch this. Ba-bam! Fucking pegged it right in the fucking neck. He goes, remind me never to piss you off.
Yeah.
I was like, you got yours in fucking
People
eye.
don't understand about hunting. Like, I got a 308 and a 30-30, and like the things that people don't understand, and like everybody's gonna think I'm stupid for saying this, but everybody's like, oh yeah, you gotta adjust for bullet drop. No, it goes up first. The bullets fucking go up first, and then like it's a what is it?
It's an arc.
300.
It's a fucking arc, and everybody like the funniest thing is
30
like,
you can aim dead on, 300 you can aim dead on, but it goes between 30 and 300.
But the funniest shit in the whole wide world is like, everybody's like, with that 1 mile shot, if you took somebody out, they're like, oh yeah, it'll fucking, like, the movies get it completely wrong where they show the bullet hitting here, at like a mile shot. And I'm like, no, actually the bullet would probably be hitting right about here and splitting the dude in half.
Yeah.
And they're like, my buddy's like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, yeah, with the trajectory, the bullet drop, the fucking barometric fucking pressure, wind speed, and everything else. I was like, if you get your shit just fucking right. He's like, yeah. I'm like, you were cutting somebody in half. I said, if it's that Barrett 50 cal, you will cut them in half. I was like, from head to fucking crotch.
Yeah.
He goes, oh shit. I'm like, it's never like directly in the fucking eye.
Yeah, it's not a straight shot from there.
I was like, it's not
and
a straight shot.
you're aiming like fucking 20 yards, well, not 20 yards, but like you're aiming so far above that guy to hit that fucking shot.
Yep.
Like, because, I mean, from 300 yards to what's a mile? 1,600 yards? Does that sound right?
5,200 feet, so...
I know it's
200 yards.
I know it's 1,600 meters.
It's like 1,750.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, like, I mean, like, in order to hit that, like...
Dude, when you make, like, let's put it this way. When you make a 3,000 meter shot, that's some craziness. Like, when we were, we had an instructor that was doing, like, he was doing close to, like, 1,000 meter shots, 2,000 meter shots, 3,000 meter shots. And he took somebody that had no experience whatsoever in long distance shooting, and right off the fucking bat, like, right off the bat, right off the bat, got him to hit the metal target. Got him to hit the metal fucking target. Like, you heard the gunshot, you wait, and then all of a sudden he hears ting at a fucking 2,000. It was a 2,500 meter shot. I was like, that's impressive. And he goes, look, I'll show you the simple steps to what to do, and you will be perfect at these long distance shots. I was like, it's not a good thing to show some of us these shots. And he started laughing. He goes, I trust for hunting animals and not people.
Yes. Well, that was the fucked up thing, too, because my mother-in-law and my mom, before she got sick, worked at the military base we got here, right? Like, I work about a half hour away from the biggest military base in Canada, training base, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a few of us and a couple of, I don't know, higher-ranking officers that ride desks now, older guys, right? And, the father-in-law's talking to the one guy about hunting, eh? And he looks at him at the, I don't know, he's a general, not a general. I don't fucking know what rank he is. He's high up there, right?
Colonel?
Desk rider. Colonel sounds right.
All right.
Did you ever hunt? And there was this awkward silence.
Animals?
And then there was this, not animals, and that's all I can tell you. And you know what? I have no idea what this guy did in life. I don't know if he actually did hunt people or not, but the way he said it was masterful.
I think the funniest was my old boss for the body shop was a sharpshooter in the Navy SEALs.
Ooh. And
he's like, I've been to a lot of places. And I think about 90% of them, I can't tell you where I've been.
Yeah.
And, like, he's got, like, dollar bills and shit and cash that he hides from his kid. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, other currency that my kid should not know about. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Because this kid's like 9 years old and it bugs him about what he did when he was in the SEALs. He's like, I was just in the Navy, kid. And he's like, Dad, I know you were more than the Navy. And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, I've seen your outfits.
Yeah.
He still has his Class A's and shit. And he goes, I know what rank you were, and I know this insignia is a SEAL insignia. He goes, and for crying out loud, Dad, you have that tattooed on your back.
Yeah. Well, Grandpa was in the Air Force in the Canadian military, right? Fought in the Korean War, as well as others. Like, career military man. Hey, he stayed in until they said, you're too old, you gotta go home. Master Warrant Officer he made it to, which was as high as he could go, right? With his station. And he never talked about war, right? I was talking to Mom about it because he passed just last couple of years, right? And Mom said he talked about it once. He got drunk. Mom was awake late. He talked about it once. And in the Korean War, he was a gunner, eh? He manned the...
Like the 50 cal.
The 50 cal guns in the airplane, right?
Yep.
Well, the Koreans thought that putting women and children in front of the ammo dumps, because that was his job, was to destroy ammo dumps. Put women and children in front of the ammo dumps would stop Canadian and American and all the allies from destroying them.
It didn't.
And so, yeah, it didn't. And this was right when he got, right when he signed up, and he went early. He went 17, eh? And it's just like...
Early, right at the start, 1950?
Yeah. And you're just sitting there going like, dude, so your job as a kid, right? Because, I mean, I'm 32, I realize anything under 25 is still a fucking kid, whether you like to admit it or not.
I'm still a kid, I admit it.
Yeah, and your job is to blow up women and children in front of these ammo dumps. That's got to do permanent something to you.
It does a lot to you, man. I'll put it to you this way. My boss wasn't a big drinker, but when he did drink, you had to watch out. You wanted to make sure that he got a nice buzz, but if he passed that fucking line, you know how we crack the joke about, you can always go to the dark side, 4 times a year. This person who never wanted to go to the dark side, because every now and then he'd have, I call them flashbacks.
Yeah.
He would snap, and you would just have to fucking watch out. It was like, all right, George, you've had too much to drink. Time to fucking take you home.
Yeah.
And half the time he got taken home by us in handcuffs. You had to watch it. This dude would fuck you up. It took 6 of us to tackle him on the fucking ground.
Well,
just to get him to calm down.
That was the thing I remember about Grandpa. A couple of times I actually was old enough and got a chance to drink with him. There was a time when, at whatever point of the night, where all of a sudden, all right, this is my last drink, and he would have one more, and there was no more drinking. That was it. And he was, we're talking a bottle and a half worth of fucking whiskey or scotch or whatever in. But there was that, this is my last drink, and he'll stay up with you till 6 o'clock in the morning. But if this point was 1 o'clock in the morning, he's done.
Yep. My buddy's...
I don't know whatever would have happened if he...
My buddy's uncle was in Vietnam, and he was Special Forces in Vietnam. Yep. And he definitely got flashbacks. Just out of nowhere, not even drinking. Drinking actually helped calm everything down.
Yep.
Drinking or fucking burning a bowl and blowing it into his fucking face. No. Because some of the out of nowhere, dude, you could see it in his fucking eyes because they glaze over for a half a fucking minute, and then all of a sudden you see him fucking looking around, and I'm like, oh shit, it's happening. Hand him a beer. And they're like, what? I'm like, he is going into a flashback. Watch the fuck out.
Yep.
And they're like, how the hell do you know this shit? I'm like, I've been around
Don't
him
look
enough.
Vietnamese.
I was like, do not look him directly in the eyes when you're talking to him, and sir will fucking work. I was like, or sergeant. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but do not call him by his regular name because he will not. He will answer and then just about try to choke the life out of you. Yep. And I'm like, how the hell do you know my personal fucking experience? Well, I had to.
On the other. Oh, Skype.
I literally had to pin this dude on the ground and hog tie him.
Yeah.
That's how bad he fucking got.
Well, Grandpa on the other side, he was in the Korean War, but he was American, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me a few military stories. He never once, ever, and he's still around and he's 80-something,
Mm-hmm.
has never mentioned combat.
Yeah, there's a lot that won't.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it will not come up.
Because, well, dude,
It's something that you really wouldn't want to talk about, I guess.
It does.
Well,
Well,
no.
here's the thing, like, to be honest with you, like, when you come back, you have a lot of psychological damage done, and it's, like, in therapy, you end up learning not to talk about it, to kind of repress all that.
Yeah, because talking about it can be a trigger for
talking about
things
it
like episodes like
it
that.
You'll get episodes that, and it'll actually not help with your PTSD.
Yeah.
Like, George never talked about combat. He was always talking about goofy shit they did.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of us
my
always...
grandpa, Mormon grandpa, 16 years old I am, this is my Mormon grandfather, told me all his beer drinking stories from the war, and that was it.
Dude, that's...
It was always about drinking.
Like, the funniest was George, we were bullshitting about, certain things, and in one of the fucking camps, the dude was in the shower when, they had to fucking take off. And he goes, all I saw was a naked dude with an M16 and boots. Right to his bunk room. He goes, he had combat boots on an M16, and he was trucking. And he goes, you guys from one section?
Hopefully there's not an episode of that anytime soon.
Now, the funny thing was, like, he had his towel wrapped around his waist, but from running so fast, it just whipped right the fuck off. He's like, and then, like, suits up real fucking quick, and they're like, why is your suit soaked? Didn't have enough time to dry off. Was in the shower.
Grandpa, the American grandpa, he told me a story about, this guy, and, and they get their shit from the, what's it called? In Canada, it's called the Canucks. I don't know, wherever they get their shit, right? And the one guy, he wanted to get drunk.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much from, like, the depot.
Yeah, depot. I forget the term he used, but anyway.
Motorpool.
Sounds right. But he says, his buddy's like, can you grab me some aftershave? So they bring him this aftershave, and he fucking slams it, eh?
Oh, God.
Now, this is important to the story. I'm 16, and Grandpa doesn't swear.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Mormon that he is, right? We're building this fence to keep his horses in. Sorry, I'm trying to get through the hiccups here. And he's like, he must have had tuna or something because he drank that and he got sick and he puked next to his bed. It looked like a cat shit right next to his bed, and I'm howling because Grandpa just said
shit. Cat shit.
Like, this is the only time I've ever heard Grandpa swear in my 32 years on this earth, except for one time because he was a truck driver, right? I overheard him a couple of times talking to work, and they wanted him to come back on the road when he's like, no, I've got 4 days off. I'm spending them with my wife. Fuck you, right? But this was the only time I ever heard him swear just telling a story, and there's a certain nostalgia, emotional, whatever you want to say.
The funniest thing was with my grandfather. He was telling me that some of the cooks used to get shit-faced off of either the white wine or they'd take the freaking vanilla extracts and drink them while they were working on the cook's line. Wow. They couldn't figure out why the big bottle of vanilla was always missing. Because it had like 0.5% alcohol per fuck.
Yep.
And they'd have 6 of them, and one person would just down 6 of them real quick. I was like, that's absolutely. I was like, that's when you know they're a true alcoholic.
Well, that's like getting drunk off of fucking wine coolers or near beer, right? Because all the
near beer,
alcoholized stuff up here, wine coolers, and well, not all wine coolers, obviously, but it's all 0.5%.
No,
like,
dude,
it's not fully de-alcoholized.
Here's the scary thing: like wine coolers down here, dude, are like 9.5%.
Oh, we got those too.
It's like until the day
we're
somebody gets drunk off of like non-alcoholic beer.
Dude, I have found out
takes fucking persistence.
that is scariness because I've watched. My cousin was an alcoholic and figured that he could use near beer to
To drink more without
to curb it. Like
poisoning.
he liked the flavor,
Yeah, okay. You like beer.
but he didn't want
Mowing the lawn. We opened the show with that. It all goes full circle around here, folks.
But he didn't want to, he wasn't allowed to get drunk. He wasn't allowed to get intoxicated. Yeah, near beer is like 0.5% alcohol per volume. There is a little bit in it. The scary thing is when you watch somebody put a fucking 40 fucking beers away, and you realize, oh shit, they did get drunk.
But God, how much would you have to pee doing that?
Dude, he was like at one point, he
would
literally
explode.
He was just sitting in the pool.
Like it would go out as fast as it was coming in by around the 30-ish beer. Ask me how I know.
Like he was actually sitting in the pool, probably around beer 20, and we were like, yeah, drop some extra chlorine in the fucking pool, please. Why? There's a yellow ring around him.
I had a buddy. He bought a house, came with a hot tub, right? And he said the damnedest thing is nobody would ever get out of the hot tub because they had to pee. And whenever he got out of the hot tub, the first thing he did was went to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. People would walk in his house, and he's like, why aren't these people going to the bathroom?
Well, there's two things you got to remember. First of all, one, you definitely don't want to drink in a fucking hot tub.
Well...
No, you don't want to drink... Well, no, the reason being is because you will get fucked up a lot fucking quicker. And people don't think about that. Two,
try doing it at minus 30.
I actually have.
Oh, it's amazing. But
oh yeah, I've been shit-faced. We did go to fucking Alaska.
Oh yeah.
And there was a hot tub there, and it was wintertime. To them it was like summer, but there was still fucking snow on the ground, and there was a trail to walk. Thank God it was a heated trail. Like they had overhead heaters.
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah, we were drinking heavily, and I was like, why don't they put the fucking overhead heater like above us in the fucking hot tub? Because I'm literally up to my neck, occasionally bringing my hand down, like lift it up a little bit, slam the drink, put it down. Yeah, I had about 15 fucking beers that night. That was such a bad idea.
Well, I went through the same thing, kind of, except it was cold enough out that, I had hair back then. I had icicles in my hair, like you say, sitting in the hot tub up to your neck. And my beer, this is literally what I was doing. I'd have to plunk it in the hot tub.
Yep.
So it would fucking thaw, take a fucking big fucking slug, and then I'd put it down, and it would freeze. Like, it was literally like minus 30, minus fucking 40, right?
Yep.
Damnedest thing is after 4 beer, I had 4. We all had about the same, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, fuck it, it's cold out, this isn't working, let's go inside, right? Well, I fell getting out of the hot tub and everybody laughed. I was the first one to get out of the hot tub, right? And I fell down the steps and I'm lying on the fucking like snowy deck and I'm like, fuck you guys. And I finally make my way inside. Now this was back in a time when I would drink 24 beer a night or a 60-pounder of whiskey a night and just sit there and go like, what else you guys got? Right? I couldn't do that now, but back then, that's how much I drank. 4 fucking beer, and I fell on my fucking ass. I finally get in the house, right? And everybody laughed at me. The thing is, there was only one person, 6 of us in the hot tub, that did not fall getting out of that fucking hot tub. And
I was
literally,
gonna say, I bet everybody else fell too.
Yeah, we had 24 beer between the 6 of us. And we finished it and then went in the house. So nobody really had more than 4 beer.
I think the worst thing was my parents had a hot tub in their old house. And I swear, wintertime is the only time you ever use it. Summertime you really don't want to use I used the fucking hot tub in the summer because it was comfortable and fucking relaxed my back. But I remember the wintertime, and it got done snowing, and somebody didn't shovel the fucking path properly. The first person got out and walked, and created an ice pack to the fucking house. You had to get out of the fucking hot tub, walk across the metal or the fucking cinders and shit that was placed down, and then walk up 3 steps onto the deck, and then walk into the fucking house. Now there was a trail. They had 4 feet of fucking snow, so there was a nice path. The first person literally got on the fucking steps and fell face first, covered their fucking mouth when they did that, but kept sliding like a fucking toboggan across the shit, right into the fucking sliding glass door. I couldn't stop looking at him. Like, what the fuck was that? So, I was like, thanks. And he's like, no, dude, it's all ice. I was like, fuck. I was like, since you're inside, grab the rock salts, man. He's like, I'll be right back. Because he didn't think it was ice. He wasn't. He was like, dude, I just figured, it was, all compacted snow. I could make it into the house, no problem. And he had shoes on. Yeah. He had he had slippers or whatever that had grip on the bottom of them. But it was that first person that was soaking fucking wet.
Yeah.
That went into the fucking house and was just drip drying as they were fucking running and didn't realize they just dropped all that fucking water. But get the rock salt because none of us are fucking leaving until that fucking happens. Oh my god. My parents ended up getting rid of that thing because my mom got pneumonia and so did my dad. They stayed out way too long. They were shit-faced drunk. I guess I had some friends over. And they got so drunk that they were like, fuck it, we don't need the towel, we don't need the fucking dry off. We're fine. And walked into the house. And it was probably negative 10 degrees out. And when you go from 100 degrees to negative 10, your body does not like that at all.
No,
at all. Oh my god. Your body doesn't like it when you go from 125 to fucking negative 20.
Yeah.
And it's just a rag on top of your fucking head.
Well, I gotta say a couple things real quick here. That Vine that's in the chat, I tweeted that out because it's fucking hilarious.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I just found that. That was on the
Secondly,
first page of Reddit. It was fucking great.
The
Let's sit
guy
there
with the
watching it.
hot tub
Mm-hmm.
used to have a screen sliding door. My first trip over, I destroyed that because I couldn't see it. And on that note, thanks for having me.
No
It's
problem.
been a blast, but I have to poop.
And I think on that note, we're going to end the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, that's all, folks.
All right, everybody that's actually been watching, thank you very much for watching Unscripted Bullshit episode 6. We will be back next Monday, hopefully, depending on how my
We
health
will
is.
reconvene.
As long as, I don't end up back in the hospital. We will
We
definitely
get more shit done than Congress.
Oh, dude, man. Dude, I'll put it to you this way. I just went in for a simple procedure and fucking left thank God I have health insurance. Because the amount of tests that were done, yeah. My bill, okay, let's put it this way. I had 4 CAT scans done while I was in there for that week. That's probably a good, 30 grand a pop each time that gets done. Then all the medicine they were giving me, my regular fucking normal blood pressure and all that other stuff, and then the painkillers and the Dilaudid. And then all the meals that I fucking had while I was there. The time stayed. I'm telling you, I'd probably have a $250,000 fucking hospital bill. Damn. Yeah, well, and all the blood work that they fucking did. Every morning, they would do blood work at 5 o'clock in the morning. They walk in, lights are on. I'm like, no, they're not. All over the place. Here's my arm. Fucking just take it, please. Oh, God. And I'm still healing, dude. I still have these massive bruise marks. And one of them almost goes all the way down to my tattoo. That's how bad this dude blew my vein out. Oh, dude, I don't even know if you guys can fucking see. Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
You see how bad that fucking shit is?
Yeah, I
Right
saw
here.
on Friday.
This one goes down to here. That's how, you can barely see it, but it goes down just about to the fucking tattoo. Yeah, that dude, Andy, I will fucking call his name out. That motherfucker will never touch me with another needle while I'm there ever again. Oh my God. It was night and day with him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta tweet this to Johnny like right now. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
All right,
But
cool.
this is a running joke in the subreddit for the Rangers is that we have a. Well, I told you about this, right? We have a
Yeah.
toaster.
Yeah.
Somebody finally made toaster shirts.
Nice.
Check it out. Look at that.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. That
I
is
know.
fucking awesome. Yeah, so, and it was funny because it was like night and day. This lady comes in, she's like, I'm here to take blood. I'm like, okay. And she's like, you're gonna, and I was like, in and out of consciousness, still kind of tired. And I, like, the last thing I remember hearing is, it's gonna be like a slight pinch. And then all of a sudden, you know, because she was wrapping my fucking arm, you know, when they fucking tie off your arm and shit. Next thing you know, she's pulling the thing off, and I'm like, do you need to find another vein? And she's like, no, I'm all done. I was like, what? You're all done? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't even feel you fucking, like, prick my arm. And she's like, yeah, I'm all done. I was like, thank you, Lord. And she, like, after that, she was in there for every fucking day. Because that other dude was Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I was like, no more. 3 days of, like, destroying me. I'm like, this dude fucking comes near me again, I'm going to beat him with a fucking TV remote. And those TV remotes are wired into the fucking wall. I hate that shit. Fuck it, we'll stay on for a little bit longer.
That's it. I'm getting something to eat, man, because all I ate was that Snickers, so.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to get hungry. God damn it, people have to talk about food.
That's it. I will take off right now, because, yeah, I am starving.
Actually,
Oh my god.
it's 11:30.
Alright, here's another joke. Let's see. Today I learned the mascot of the Rhode Island School of Design is Scrody, a set of male genitalia. The basketball team is the Balls, and the hockey team is the Nads. The slogan, Go Nads.
Oh, God. It's fucking terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, after this cigarette, we'll fucking get everything. We'll get going. Cobe, I'm surprised you're up this late. You not have to work tomorrow?
No, tomorrow's Tuesday. I got Tuesdays off.
God damn, my days are fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what day I was thinking it was? I'm thinking it was Friday.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my God. That's what happened. Oh man, last night, dude. I stayed up for probably about 50 plus fucking hours. Did one of those stints again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, I really need to get some sleep. So it was probably about like 8 o'clock. I'm sitting back here, took my medicine, and I'm watching a stream. Next thing I know, dude, it's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I passed out back. My feet are underneath the fucking coffee table. I'm pushing all the way back. I'm like, wake up. I'm like, what fucking time is it? Oh my God, my bladder hurts. My bladder's killing me. Oh my God. Literally grabbed one of the fucking bottles that was here, pissed into that fucking thing, and I think I filled. I can honestly, I don't have the bottle here, but I filled what size bottle is this? 32 ounce. I filled a 32 ounce bottle of fucking fucking vitamin water.
Damn.
I was like, holy shit. Well, dude, like, as of late, my hydrochlorothiazide's been working the right way. I don't know what it was. I guess it was the water in the lungs or some bullshit. But it just was not working right. You know, I wasn't peeing enough. Or I could have been taking too many painkillers. I have no fucking clue. But all I know is that, like, nothing was, you know, I wasn't putting out enough water, let alone I was intaking perfect amounts, but just not expelling perfect amounts. And this morning, actually this afternoon, I fell asleep on the fucking recliner. Woke up, I'm like, oh, my bladder hurts. Ended up pissing in the fucking shower. Couldn't make it to the toilet, which was like another like 3 steps. Fucking, it's like turned and fucking dropped down. Just pissed straight in the shower. I was like, fuck it. And dude, it was like, okay, is this gonna stop like anytime soon? Like, I know I haven't peed in like 3 hours, but what the fuck? I'm like, okay, sometime today, we're done. Okay, and it was a good like 45-second piss. I was like, holy shit, man. I was like, did I take fucking water pills today? No. Okay. Because the water pills are the worst, man. Oh my God, Tezzy, pray you never get stuck with Lasix. Get water pills in your fucking lifetime. Because when they and if it's the pill, it's not bad. But if it's the fucking IV injection, oh my lord, I've gotten that twice. Once when they thought I was having a heart attack because I couldn't fucking breathe, and it was just all the fluids that were in my abdomen pushed into my fucking into my diaphragm, so I couldn't fucking breathe. So that's why I was having issues.
Yeah.
And the second time was in the hospital. They just wanted to relieve me of some of the fluids so I could breathe right and go to sleep and shit like that. Which, you know, I was like, all right, cool. And I think that's why the fluids that were in my stomach were in my abdomen were so low, is because they gave me Lasix the night before. And I literally, dude, sat on the toilet for 45 minutes just taking a leak. Like, they're like, you're going to want to pee in about, like, 5-10 minutes. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And it was probably about 15 minutes later, I just walked into the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, this is comfy, this is comfy. And thank God I had I had my phone with me. And I'm like, okay. And as I'm about to get up, dude, I'm like, my bladder feels full again. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm just going to sit here for a while. I sat there for like 45 minutes texting Jen. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, sitting on the toilet. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a leak. And she's like, you know, you've been on the phone with me you still peeing? I'm like, yeah, they gave me Lasix. And she's like, the water pill usually does it. I'm like, wasn't a pill this time. It was IV. And she's like, oh, we know how that one is. I was like, yep. Because, dude, they gave it to me at the doctor's office. I ended up peeing, of course, while I was there. And that was a good 15-minute fucking piss. And then they gave me 2 urinals for when we went home. And I'm, you know, you saw how far away the doctor's office is, Cobe.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
No.
No, I filled 1.5.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And Jen's driving. I'm just like sliding it up my fucking shorts. I'm like, oh, this is comfy. This is comfy. This is comfy. And I'm like looking down. I'm like, up. Gotta cap it off. Pop that one. Put that there. Grab this one. I'm like, oh my God. She gets it like, and she's like, Jesus Christ. I was like, hurry the hell up, woman. She's like, why? I'm like, because I might have this one fucking capped off. And finally stopped. I fucking covered the cap, and I'm like, that's about a half. Holy shit. And that was the absolute worst.
Wow.
No, that reminds me, I never told you, when I went in April to Yankee Stadium for a Yankee Sox game.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! So 8th inning rolls around. I decide like, you know, I'm feeling kind of hungry. Like, I might as well just get something before we go. So I get like a fucking large ass cup of whatever it was. I think it was soda. It had to have been at least like 32 ounces. And, you know, like I said, it's like the 8th inning. So I fucking drink it, and then, okay, game's over. We're on our way out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't feel anything. We get to the car. I get in the car. It's a minivan because his parents are like disabled, so he's got like a special like minivan. So I'm sitting in the middle row. He's sitting in the back row. And I still have the cup with me because it's a fucking souvenir cup. So I get in. I'm like, okay, we're feeling pretty good. You know, we put on the post game on the radio and stuff. About 5 minutes later, we're not out of the parking garage yet, and it hits me.
Oh no!
I'm just like I am literally. It's like a fucking 8 on the pain scale. I'm like, oh my! I'm writhing in the chair. His parents aren't asking me like what's wrong or anything. I'm just sitting there squirming in agony, and I'm just like, please, like, parking traffic, just let's go. 20 minutes later, we're still in the garage. We haven't. Like, we've moved maybe 1 level down.
Oh.
I'm just. Let me see. It took us like maybe 20-25 minutes to get there from his house in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
It took us about 2.5 hours to get back.
Yep.
So, yeah. So for like an hour and a half, like it took us maybe 45 minutes to get out of that garage.
Yep.
And I am squirming the whole time. So now we're on First Avenue, whatever it is. I think it's like first and 163rd or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're finally out on street level, and I look at him and I'm like, dude, we need to switch spots now. It's like, why? I'm just like, just don't ask, just fucking do it. Next time we stop, just do it. So we switch, and I'm like sitting there in the back seat trying desperately to piss into this cup, and I can't do it.
Oh, God.
It's like at that point where it's like,
I can't pee because it hurts so much.
yeah, that and
Mhm.
like the fucking nerves of like, you know, I've got like a dozen cars behind me and around me, but like I'm doing it below the window level, obviously, but just still like it hurts so bad. I maybe put like an ounce or two into that cup. I was just like, you know, but once I finally did that, I was like, oh, the pain, it went down. It went from like an 8 to a 5, and then it slowly started to build again. But I just could not do it after that. I just sat there. And the worst part is like, you know, all the roads are fucking bumpy as shit.
Yep.
So I'm trying
my
like,
God.
I'm like, if I piss too much into this cup and we hit a bump, it's gonna go everywhere. So I'm like, I can't. I have to hold it. So I had to hold it for 2.5 hours.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Dude, I'll put it to you this way. One of the bad things about like these painkillers is not only does it like, you know, slow down the fucking colon area so you can't really poop, it works the same way like cocaine. You can't pee either. You really are not supposed to, and I guess I just have stronger muscles than most people, or I've been on it long enough where I've figured out what to do. And the first time I fell asleep on the fucking recliner and I got up, I'm like, oh my God, my bladder hurts so fucking bad. Like, I'm gripping the side of it. And I remember sitting down on the toilet and I'm like, I'm not going, but this hurts. And I'm like, relax, just relax. Just, I'm like, oh. My wife's like, what the fuck is the matter with you? I'm like, I couldn't pee. And she goes, are you serious? I'm like, dear, let me explain this to you. It's like, apparently, I was like, I drank a lot of liquids last night and just didn't let them go. But this morning, first thing in the fucking morning, it felt like someone was punching me in the fucking bladder. Like, it felt like spikes. I'm like, I was like, it honestly brought my pain scale up to about a 9. Never thought that could be possible. It's like, oh my God, not only do I didn't have any cancer pain because my body was so worried about the fucking bladder pain.
Yeah, I felt like somebody like steamrolled my kidneys.
Oh
like,
my God. Yeah, dude. That
felt like I got punched in them with brass knuckles.
Dude, and
was so bad.
It happened 2 mornings in a row. And I was like, that's it. I'm making sure I pee before I go to sleep, whether I like it or not. Because you got to figure, man, like at night, I would stay up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was drinking like 64 plus ounces of fluids. But I wouldn't go to the bathroom until the morning. So 7 hours later, 64 ounces of fluid are probably sitting in my fucking bladder. And like, let me out! And I remember the worst was like my wife's in the shower as I'm like running to the fucking Actually, I'm not running to the bathroom. I'm hunched over because it feels like someone has literally like tried to like stab my fucking bladder 19 times. And my wife's like, "What are you doing there, fucking hobgoblin?" I'm like, "Fuck you talking?" She's like, "You're all hunched the fuck over." I'm like, "Gotta pee. Now shut up." Like, don't talk. Silence. Quiet. God damn it. I'm like, oh. She's like, what the fuck was that all about? I'm like, I think I just raised the toilet water about a good like 4 inches. Because this is before we got a new toilet, so the old toilet would only hold like just enough fucking water in the little bowl section at the bottom. Yeah, and it looked like I literally like, you know, like a normal toilet where it was like 4 inches away from the top of the bowl.
Yeah.
She's like, holy shit, you did pee.
Well, all I was talking about pissing.
Pissing?
I gotta go take a piss.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it now because I'm done my cigarette and I gotta take a leak too.
Hey.
All right, everybody, thank you very much. Tezzy, thanks for showing up, even though you showed up late. It's all good, man. I'm
No problem.
glad to fucking have you on.
Absolutely.
I think we had a really solid cast tonight of everybody that was
It
here.
was a blast.
It was a fucking blast. If you guys want, try to fucking retweet and all the other bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, I sent Johnny like 2 other things. I sent him another Vine and I sent him a picture. So make sure you guys look at that.
Nice. Yeah, dude,
Alright.
we actually got 12 likes tonight.
Whoa!
Yeah, 12 likes and 1 dislike.
Take that, Keemstar. We can fucking get likes without you.
I could give 2 shits about the fucking dislike. I look at it as somebody still watched.
Yep.
Wow, we went like we're 3 hours plus.
Yeah.
All right, so we are out of here.